Bruh, why was that so loud? That just scared me! Oh my god. I'll just cut the music. Just go do the intro. Oh my god. I'm not even joking. That donation was so loud. Why was it so loud? Hold on. What the heck? It's like, it scared me. Let's just do the Starfall. Let's see. Yeah, wow. I gotta fix that at some point. I don't know how. It's because my settings is all different. Hi guys, how you doing? How's everybody doing today? Let's do some shoutouts in the chat. I see the donation. Thank you so much, Gumar, bro. I'll read it in a second here. Chipmunk, Name, Muggsy, Ega, Tyler, Crazy, Brony, J Key, Fire, Jet, Henleash. What's up, Henleash? Jeremy, Sebastian, Michael, Finet. I can't say your name. I'm sorry. I tried. Colin, Green. Is that loud for anyone else? It's like blowing out my eardrums. Green Apple, Kenneth, Totem, Mr. Will, Operation, Right, The Real Mario Plumber, Colin. What's up, guys? K Studios HQ. See you all. What's up? Sonic 343, Terry, Moon, Jay, Archer, Brisket, Dylan, Tails Prower. Ya boy Grunty. Are you on the right mic? Am I on the right mic? Yeah, her mic is more of a, is it called a condenser mic? So I kind of got to talk directly to it. Let me make sure it's facing the right way. I can turn it a bit more. Let me make it talk directly into the mic. Thank you for reminding me though, your boy Grunty. She has the voice actor mic. This is loud. That's what's going on. That was very loud. Music and donos are loud. I know the donos are loud. I don't know why. Let me know if that's better. I had to like really lower down the music on my end. It's probably good for you guys now. I know the notifications are blasting. Maybe that makes it more fun. I don't know. I'll have to go to my dashboard and fix that. I don't know why it's doing that. I didn't change anything from last time. So I guess in the meantime, I could jump into the stream zone. That is so loud. That is so loud. We're gonna be jumping out of our seat every time someone donates. Let me, maybe I could fix it? Let me see. Go to my dashboard. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, by the way, regarding Frontier, so that is today's stream. We're going to be looking at some of the new footage you guys sent me, footage from TGS. We're going to be looking at, like, all the gameplays we've been seeing, talking more about it, looking at screenshots, destroying my eardrums even more before I can even fix the problem. I hate you. You're joking. I love you. Give me a second. Seriously, what? Alerts. Alerts master volume. Let's bring it down to 100. Or 50, I mean. I brought it down to 50%. Let's see if that fixes it. I'm trying! I know, Raphael, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do a test donation. I'm gonna test it, so this is not gonna be a real donation. That's still loud as hell. Bring it to 25. What about that? Okay, what about this? What the hell? Is it not changing? It's not changing. Wow. Why? I'm confused. Huh. Okay. Still no difference. You're making me deaf? I'm sorry, I know. I know. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's so loud. I'm trying to invest. I don't know why. What is this? Master volume to be applied on TTS sounds. What is TTS? Let's try that. Maybe that's it. Still so freaking loud, bro. Come on, bro. I don't know if it's getting quieter or if I'm actually going deaf. I think we're screwed. I don't know. Restart session? No, I'm not gonna restart it. I could restart it. I would only be gone for a second, but I could also just turn off the donation alert sound. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get through it. Gum Robber says, I recently been playing Unleashed and comparing it to Frontiers has me believing more than it will be the new Unleashed in terms of being a great game. So yeah, no, I think it's gonna be probably I guess it's gonna be more like Unleashed, like it's gonna be more of that quality. Whether it's going to be of the quality of Unleashed is debatable until we actually get the game, I think. But it's also a little hard to say that because we don't have the game yet, so I can't really tell. If I go to my mixer, hold on, sorry, 1 second. Wait, hold on. What if I just do my alert box? Is it the alert box? Chat, I'm so sorry. We're probably gonna die by the time I test this. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna bring this to 50%. Alert box 2. Prepare your ears. Hold on. It's still okay. Whatever. I give up. I give up. Whatever. We don't need it. I tried. I don't know. I've tried everything. Whatever. It's okay. If you donate, just understand that you're gonna kill everyone. So it's your choice. Sonic. Let me do chill Sonic music. Well, actually, no. We should be starting this. What am I doing? Let me pause the music whole thing, and then let's start this up. But no. So let me say this real quick. Regarding Unleashed, I think it'll probably be the people that like Unleashed. Chat, I think it's getting louder. Is it getting louder? I think it's getting louder. Why is it doing this? Brother! Hold on. Let me track one more time. This is ridiculous, man. Okay. Super chats. Sound volume. It's at 16%. Let me bring it down to 8. Save settings. Okay. And then I'm also going to do donations. It's at 14. Let's bring it to 7. Wait, was that quieter or am I going deaf? Chat, someone tell me. Was that quieter? Did it work? 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 Was that quieter? That may have been a little quieter. Nope. It's quieter? That was loud? Slightly better? Still very loud? I got you. Hold on. Okay, but we found it. We found it. Okay, hold on. I found it. I'll bring it down to 2%. Why is it like that? Why would I need to bring my volume down to 2%? Alright, someone donate. I'm just joking. Let me I'll test it. There we go. That's probably a ton better. I had to bring my alert sound effects to 2%. Streamlabs, be better. God. Why? So, Gum Robber, yeah, I think it's gonna, people that like Unleashed is probably gonna like this game. I believe, there's a discussion being raised, I think, by Premi regarding Unleashed and similarities between Frontiers and Unleashed. I think it's a genuinely interesting discussion to have. I think I'm on the opposite side of the fence when it comes to that. We could talk more about that later, but I think it's an interesting discussion. But I do think at the end of the day, people that like Unleashed will probably like Frontiers. Timothy, Sam, do you think we're gonna get a photo mode? We are getting emotes, so I feel we're getting emotes? Wait, what? Wait, we are? Chat, we're getting emotes? Huh? Did anyone talk about this in here? We're getting emotes? I didn't even know this. I didn't even know this. Frontiers has emotes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're gonna have to have. Oh, come on. Absolutely. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna have a photo mode then. We have to. If they don't have a photo mode, then that'd be stupid. We're gonna have to have a photo mode. Thank you so much for the donation, Timothy. Yeah, I had no idea. Thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, I guess. And I'm gonna go through this thread with you guys. I did do a thread on Twitter. So of everything we're gonna talk about, everything you guys want me to talk about. So if there's any new information I don't know about or any Frontier stuff you want me to talk about, put it in this thread on Twitter. And follow me while you're at it. Okay. We're at 20.4 thousand, I think, followers on Twitter. You guys are killing it. Timothy, thank you. Xpool says, Samuel will become real on November 12th, 2022. Oh, you're gonna, Fan Jam. You're gonna be there, Xpool? That's awesome, man. Yeah, no, I will say this. If you guys, real quick, if you guys, you know what, let me do a little, let me do a little bit of a plug-in real quick. Let me do a little plug real quick. This is kind of important. If you guys are interested in meeting me IRL or a bunch of other people, consider coming to Fan Jam. It is a fan Sonic and Sega fan event on November 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. You can get your badges here. So please consider it. Come see me. Come say hi. You could get your badges, and I know there's going to be a good amount of people there. Other YouTubers, I think, like Some Call Me Johnny, will be there. Other people in the community, like a bunch of people, bunch of guests, literally a bunch of guests are going to be there. So I'll just put that link in the chat there. If you want to get your badges or just have it there just to consider it, definitely consider it. I would love to meet you. We're going to have a panel and everything. It's going to be great. Okay, but yeah, more about Frontiers. Yeah, and Evan will be there too. Evan, all the strategy guide team will be there. We have big artist alley, a huge artist alley. I think we have a game apologist. I believe Ryan Drummond is planning to attend there. We have a bunch of voice actors in the industry. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. All right, so about Frontiers. I think it's cool that we're getting emotes. That's awesome. And we could talk more about this with our. Let me make sure I'm not deafened. We could talk more about this right here. Here we go. And I'll read more donations in a bit, chat. So did they show the trailer before they played? They did. I don't want to get copyrighted. Okay, so I saw these clips on Twitter. I should specify. I did see these clips on Twitter. I didn't watch the full thing. Is the full thing like 10 minutes? Yeah, there's a bit. I saw that screenshot of Chemical Plant, which I used in the thumbnail. So I wasn't able to watch this full thing yet. So let's see here. Kenny did show me early in the morning screenshots of plushes. There's like Ryan, you guys are like all spamming. Yeah, no, Ryan Drummond, the voice actor of Sonic and Sonic Adventure and Sonic Heroes, he will be at Sonic and Sega Fan Jam. Did you guys not know this? All the more reason to come. But anyways, yeah, there's plushes that Kenny showed me, like Coco plushes, and there's like different variations. There's like a Coco plush. There's ones of Sonic holding the Coco.
すでに出ちゃったりね。
そうですね。
してたりするわけなんですけれども、どっか T 的には気になる部分ありましたか？
いややっぱ従来のソニックのイメージとしてはステージクリア型が多いんですけども、それに加えてオープンゾーンで楽しめるってところ、どんな感じで楽しめるのかが僕もワクワクしてます。
ボスのサイズでかすぎませんか？
はい。それも今回の売りとなってます。
ちょっとじゃあ早速今回実機プレイをね皆さんにお見せできるということですので、早速ゲームの方をプレイしていきたいというふうに思います。可愛いんだけどね。はい。じゃあ早速ちょっとゲーム画面に移ってまいりましょ
う。はい。今日はセガブースで遊べる体験版を実機プレイでお見せさせていただきます。はい。ちょっと緊張してます。
うわやっぱ広いですね。
はい。めちゃめちゃ。
I know this is completely unrelated, but I just have to say this. First off, you know how big of a green screen they need to have for this whole table, bro? You know how big of a table of a green screen? They probably painted the wall green at this point. Why does Sega Japan have the best setups, dude? Why can't Sega of America, the people in Burbank, have a setup like this for the live streams? Tell me how cool this is. This is awesome. They got a whole table lineup for this.
この謎解きを解くと、これ解けたっていう状態なんですけど、
The way those rails appear is cool.
新しいルートが現れたり、あとマップが開放されて。
So this is how the map appears.
これからどこへ行けばいいのか見れるようになってきます。またこういうソニックをパワーアップさせてくれるアイテムをゲットすることができるよ。
Were those dash pads like touching? Yes, I'm going frame by frame. Don't kill me.
アイテムをゲットすることができるよ。できます。
めちゃくちゃ速いですねやっぱりね。
はい。
Yo, the Teagle! The Teagle!
なんかこういう芝生を駆け抜けるイメージが。
They actually animated it.
新鮮ですよ。
自由に走ることはなかなかなかったんですけども。
So these enemies could get killed in one hit.
今回新しいアクションとしてこのコース型じゃないっていうところを生かして。ソニックの軌跡をたどる輪っかを描いて。
Yeah, okay, so that was weird. So I guess my question is for this enemy, why would you need to side loop it if you were able to kill them in one hit?
ソニックの軌跡をたどる輪っかを描いて、
I don't know if those enemies maybe had more health or they're just trying to show it off. And I heard about this. So apparently there's going to be, so depending on the shape you make with the, what do you call it? The side loop trail? You can make other things happen like this. So they were just able to make rings appear, but if you like do an infinity symbol, you can like have an unlimited boost for a short amount of time. It's like weird. That's pretty cool.
オープンゾーンならではのギミックですね。
はい。オープンゾーン草原を走るだけってことではなくてですね、遊べるワールドマップと称して、こういった、プラットフォームアクションが楽しめる仕掛けがたくさん用意されてます。
カメラもグイングイン動きますね。
You guys saw that on the top right? Is that how the hints appear in this game? And then do you press down on the D-pad to like show more? I don't know what that says. Let me translate that. Let me translate what that says. I have my translator right here. My handy dandy translator. Virtual space, it says? Virtual space. The thing on the top right, on the one with the down arrow, says virtual space. So, cyberspace, it's saying? What the heck? Was that planned? Did you guys both donate $10 at the same time? What the hell, dude? You guys are crazy. Here, let me catch up on donuts real quick. Super Yay Gaming says, "Hey Sam, first dono. I've been watching you since you did the Sonic Forces review. Hope you are having an amazing day." Thank you so much, Super Yay Gaming. That's an awesome name, by the way. Thank you so much for watching me for that long. That's awesome. Thank you so much for the first dono, and thank you so much for being here. Let's get a heart spin in the chat for Super Yay Gaming. Thank you so much. Very generous of you. King Raiko, with a $5 Canadian, says, "If Tokyo Game Show wasn't all the way across the ocean, I'd be there in a heartbeat. 11 years I've waited for this game. November 8th can't come faster." You know, King Raiko, you actually bring up a good point. First off, I would be there. But also, you also bring up a good point that this is like the first Sonic game since Generations that I'm definitely really invested in, more so than, oh god, I will say Mania is like really close. I was really hyped for Mania, but 3D games hit different. 3D games do hit different. So this is the first 3D Sonic game I've been hyped for since Generations. So yeah, it's been a while since I felt this feeling, which is cool. I know with Forces there was a little bit of hype, but I feel like a lot of that hype was me just like super thirsty for anything Sonic, and I was like taking the bare minimum. Like anytime I saw Sonic at all, I would just scream. But this is more like a genuine like hype for the actual game. Thank you so much, King Raiko.
Sam, it's me, Jonathan Sega. I don't have much time. I just wanted to let you know there's actually an English translated version of this stream if you want it.
Oh, yeah, I would want that. That sounds great. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
You're welcome. I'll put it in mute channel. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh my god. You know, chat. Okay, I'm gonna say something a little controversial. Jonathan sounds a little bit like Matt Mannheimer, the former host of Tales channel. I've just now realized I haven't seen them. I haven't seen Jonathan and Tales channel, Matt, in the same room at the same time. It's kind of scary. But yeah. I'll definitely check that out, actually. I don't know. They have an English translated version. Where was this on? IGN? What? Yo, another IGN first? I'm just joking. Yeah, no, I'll check it out. That's awesome. What was I saying though? Yeah, this is the first time in like 11 years I'm also hyped too. Shadow the Human says, my girlfriend broke up with me. She's not in a good mental state, just trying to distract myself here. It helps a little. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Shadow the Human. 209, I hope you're doing well. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that, dude. That sucks. Just, yeah, I guess, I would just say, take care of yourself. If she needs space, give her space, you know? Yeah, just take it easy, man. I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope you're doing well. I hope this stream can take your mind off things. And yeah, definitely just take care of yourself, man. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for the donation, though. Let's get a hush in the chat for Shadow the Human. I hope you're doing well, man. Take it easy, and hopefully this stream could take your mind off things. K Studios HQ says, hi, chat. What's up, K Studios? Chat, say hi to him. He said hi. Don't be rude. Spicy Punk Rocker says, I'm sad to see how short the cyberspace levels look so far. We're gonna go into that. I'm gonna assume there was more there was more cyberspace levels to see here. I remember the excitement for Forces came from, we are getting a Gens style game with new levels, so it felt like a safe victory. Yeah, Games Cage, I remember that fondly. I remember, is that, hold on, let me make sure. Comment again, Fidel. Is that the real Fidel, by the way? I want to make sure, because let me give you a moderation status, so that way I could see you, and I don't need to hunt for you anymore. You should have moderation status on this channel. Yes, it's really him? Awesome. Yeah, that's me. Alright, I got you. I got you. So, chat, if you get banned, just blame Fidel. I'm just joking. There we go. But yeah, no. I remember that with Forces. It was, you know, the first thing we wanted after Generations was, okay, let's do this style, but now let's get some originality in there. And Forces looked to be like that, but yeah, no. Spice Punk Rocker, thank you for the donation. Yeah, I'll go into that more. Sebastian Marriott says, hey Sam, since everyone isn't going deaf, I am now donating. Also, really hyped for Frontiers. But so, thanks so much, Sebastian. Hyped for Frontiers as well, man. Thanks so much, dude. Very generous of you. We had two big hitters, two $10 donations back to back from two different people at the same time. That's so wild. DesTube says, "Hey Sam, it's your boy D's Knits. And sorry, I haven't been in recent streams. School's been kicking my butt. It's all good, dude. Here's a little something for being cool. Love I'm Here and Vandalize, by the way. Yeah, I love those songs too. Not a problem, DesTube. Don't have to apologize at all. I understand what it's like to be in school and to have to deal with the butt kicking. I understand. I mean, fun fact, the procrastination part of my name, that whole moniker, is because when I was starting this channel, I was in college, so the only time I had time to make videos was when I was procrastinating. That's where the name comes from. So I know the feeling all too well, bud. Take it easy. The thing to keep in mind to help is to start stuff early. In school, time is your worst enemy, so start stuff early. Thank you so much, DesTube. Skablunski, what an awesome name. What? Says, I really hope the dynamic weather in Frontiers affects gameplay in some way, like the day and night. I want to see more tornadoes, blizzards, storms, and lightning storms in Sonic games. Skablunski, that would be sick. I don't think that's actually in the game, though. I feel good. If that was in the game, that would have had to been in a trailer by now, because that'd be so cool, right? Yeah, I'm hoping in the snow level, maybe we would see a blizzard of some sort. I will say, which I will happily show here. What was it? With the new trailer we got with the lava world, it looks like, so we have raining, like we have ash kind of all around. You know what I mean? Which is pretty cool. There's clear blue skies here, right? Clear blue skies. So, actually, I gotta mute this because it's gonna play Vandalize. But there was other parts here in this zone, which, by the way, so this area here, which they show for a split second, this might be a different area. This might be like a sky zone of some kind where it's all mountainy and you go above the clouds, because this, I don't see anywhere here where we're clearly above the clouds. So I do believe this is a different area, but there was, I don't remember where this is at. It might be here that I'm just talking about. This here with this, either this is the lava zone or the sky zone, but there's ash, so I assume this is the lava zone. What's that thing called when volcanoes are up? Just like a sulfur cloud? Maybe that's like a weather type thing that happens here. I don't assume it's actually sulfur, because then Sonic would die. Well, he could survive in space. Anyways, guys, I think I have ADHD. But no, I think there might be some form of dynamic weather, but not a lot. I would like to see like storms and blizzards. Maybe we'll see a blizzard in the snow world. If there is a snow world, there should be a snow world. There should be. But yeah, I think it'd be cool. Do I think it's gonna be a lot like storms? I don't think so. Sam, let yourself speak before you interrupt yourself again. You tell that to Sam. Skablinski, thanks so much for the donation, by the way. Thank you both, Splisky and DesTube. Can we do Harshman in the chat? They both donated $10. Thank you guys. Very generous. Studio 17 says, hey Sam, I've been watching you since your reaction to the Infinite theme. I freaking love watching your content. Hey, thank you so much, Studio 17. Thank you so much for being here for so long, dude. That's awesome. Sorry you had to start watching with a cringe video, but thank you. Hot Chocolate says, I'm actually really liking how Kronos Island is looking. It's much more lush in comparison to the previous builds. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think I've talked about this in previous streams, but it looks like they added foliage around. They added some more grass, it looks like. So yeah, it looks cool. I can't wait to try it out. We have two more, then I'll be caught up, chat. Freakin says, finally, at long last, it looks like we're going to be getting challenging bosses in the Sonic game. This game is sounding better by the second. Definitely, it's definitely a huge improvement. I know that's a really low bar. Do I think, so I think this is something to keep in mind when it comes to my excitement for Frontiers. Do I think this is going to be like the best open world game? Probably not. Do I think this is going to have the best bosses in any platformer up to date? No. But I'm looking at this in the eyes of Sonic games we've had recently. It's a huge improvement. Everything I've seen so far is an improvement in some way, which is awesome. The only thing that isn't an improvement, arguably, is probably the daytime like stages, but I'll go into that because again, that's not the main part of the game. It's more like special stages. So, but yeah, I'll talk more about that later. Archer says Sonic Team working their absolute hardest to make sure this game is good is very reassuring. So excited to play it day one. Also vandalize over I'm here. Well, I feel like it's hard to say that right now, Archer, between comparing the both songs, because I'm here. We didn't hear the full version of I'm here. The version of I'm here we've been hearing is a shortcut. That's not the full song. So I'm gonna wait to hear the full song before I compare both. But also they're both really good. They both have like, I know you're not saying one is worse than the other. You're not saying one is bad, but I like both. I think it's I'm gonna wait till I hear the full thing though. I'm Here sounds really good though. Did you see on Twitter about how Masahiro Sakurai played the game and really enjoyed it? I did see that. Yep, I did see that, which is awesome. All right, let's go into this real quick. Also, let me see. So this is a translated version.
Well, I know a lot of people are familiar with Sonic, and
did they translate this in a Discord call?
One of the key this time. Cute, but that's a bit surreal. It's cute, but the mascot looks surreal. So let's look at the actual gameplay. This is a trial version. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. Well, it's a very spacious world. This is what we call an open zone, open world, and you see some strange stuff. There are some puzzles that you need to solve, and then you can unlock new routes and new maps, and you can see where you are heading to. You can enhance, you can power up the Sonic, you can get a lot of items to strengthen the character, and it's super fast. And well, we don't see him running on the grass very often. Well, we see the enemies there, and we also added a new action because it's not a course. There's a new action called a loop, a side loop, called a side loop, where you can run around, and so not this open zone, it's also a playable world map. You can enjoy a lot of platform stages, and now the world is raining. It's really a refreshing game where you can also enjoy the platform, the open world. Well, there are a lot of interesting stuff in the game, but we don't have much time to go through every one. Now, this is a huge villain, so let's use this new action side loop to go around his left leg, and you see he lifted up the leg, and then you can attack.
Not much to go off of here since we've seen this, but I'm gonna watch this anyways.
Called quarter gear.
Called what?
So actually, you can.
What kind of gear?
They're called quarter gear.
Quarter gear? Yeah.
So actually, you can discover something new by utilizing.
Or she said portal gear.
A gear called portal gear.
I think she meant portal. I think she said portal gear.
So actually, you can discover something new by utilizing this new action.
Yeah, I caught
myself.
I'm sorry.
Huge. You don't know how to beat it, but you can start with lifting up its leg and attack it later. So this is the strategy that I'm showing you, and there are more that I want to show you. I haven't beaten that enemy, but I need to move on because so actually you can choose not to beat the boss. Yes, and you see his back. This is Coco-chan. Did you see Coco-chan, the mascot? Cute, and it's moving. It's still cute even if it doesn't move. So anyway, you can see a lot of mascots. You need to save them.
It's almost like this is their
You need
first
to
time playing the
rescue
game as
them.
well.
And you're going to be the boss for them. So you protect them.
Dude, Silvernick with a $20 donation. It makes me so happy to see the evolution of Sonic Frontiers ever since the IGN trailer back in June. Crazy how much time flies. I've always been looking forward to this game since the very beginning, and I can't wait to try it. I'm hyped too, Silvernick. Jesus, dude. Just only $20. Thank you so much, man. Can we get a heart in the chat for Silvernick? Thank you so much, dude. Speaking of really early videos, Silvernick has been there like for a long time, since like some of the earliest videos. Thank you so much, man. And yeah, when it comes to yeah, it's crazy how much this game has changed. This is a perfect example for any game company out there, and hopefully Sega learned something, which I feel like we say every freaking Sonic game. But hopefully they'll learn something, that marketing is obviously very important on how you market your game. And, you know, if all we had to go off was the, I don't regret anything I said during the IGN gameplay. And I don't think anyone regrets what they said during the IGN gameplay, because that is... The gameplay back then was so boring, so, like, slow. And again, a lot of all we had to go off of, because they weren't showing too much in the game, was like the minute stuff like animations and stuff. And when you look at stuff like that, that's when it was like really hard to like digest this game and like appreciate it, because it seemed so cheap, and the animations looked so stiff and lifeless, and you know, all that stuff, and the lack of momentum seemingly in that gameplay. I hope they've learned something from it, because it's just crazy. But yeah, thank you so much, Silvernick, for the donation, man. Seriously, thank you. Super generous, man. Silvernick has been there for a while. Hot Chocolate says, not gonna lie, currently my biggest issue with the game is the weird bouncing Sonic does whenever he lands on the slightest elevation surface. It's kind of awkward. I know what you're talking about. I think they added that stuff because, I mean, there's also something else that happens in this game where when you get any type of air in this game, Sonic will... Well, sometimes he does it. Sometimes he'll just run in the air, but other times he'll do this, like, roll. Like this barrel roll through the air, which looks cool, but there's times I've seen in gameplay where if he steps on a stone and gets even the slightest bit of like air, he'll do that barrel roll, and it looks very weird because he's not in the air. So yeah, there is some stuff like that, small stuff like that, where like they probably overcompensated and they didn't take the terrain in mind for when those animations should activate. That stuff is you know, not too detrimental to the game. But I do know what you're talking about. Thank you so much, Hot Chocolate. My biggest issue, so with me personally, is going to be the cyberspace levels, which I'll talk more about that soon.
And you bring them to the
Thank you
chief
guys for
of
the
the
donuts.
village or something, so that you can become more powerful. And this is you see a strange chair here, a mysterious chair.
That's a chair?
This is the portal where you can go to the cyberspace. This is the gate.
How big you gotta be
to
if
go
you
to
sit
the
in that chair?
cyberspace. So you got a portal gear by beating...
Sam, I think it's been great what they're showing right now. With that game, they used to not have a lot, and now they're just randomly bringing out like an abundance of content for the people, which is fantastic. You know, it used to be they used to show just bare minimum, and now like look what we got. We got create a character, we got a story mode, we got a battle hub, and they just introduced 4 new Street Fighters.
Shani, I don't think you're talking about Sonic Frontiers.
Oh, my bad. We're talking about Sonic.
Yeah.
I thought this was the Street Fighter 6 stream.
No.
I apologize.
No, that's
How terrible of me.
Yeah, no. I mean, we could talk about Street Fighter some other time, but this is about Sonic.
Oh. Well, they did show that Unreal 5 engine, where Kazuya and Jin were like duking it out on the volcano. That was good.
Yeah, you're talking about the Yakuza sword game, and because it's in the West, they called it like a dragon.
No, that was Tekken 8.
Got it. All right. Thank you so much, Shanny, for your input. Appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. I got you. Anyways, I can't believe that I'm saying this, Sam, but this Sonic game might actually have things in it.
Has what?
Has things. Stuff. Things to do.
Well, guess what, Shanny? That's an improvement compared to the last game.
I can't believe it. I saw an open world segment. I saw that there were like barely any like spines to be bound to at one point, and I was just like, what?
Are you excited for Frontier, Shanny?
No. Listen, I'm not excited for anything anymore.
I mean, we know that. We know you're old and bitter, but okay, so what?
But I am excited for Yakuza Ishin. Yeah. And Yakuza 8 Like a Dragon. And The Man Who Erased His Name. The next installment between 7 and 8, starring a mysterious man who might be familiar. Yakuza! Check it out.
I think I will check it out. 2023 is going to be a great year, bud.
It's going to be amazing.
Wait, are we talking about Like a Dragon?
Oh, dear God.
We are! Like a Dragon 8. And The Man Who Erased His Name. Remember that one?
Featuring new character Jiru? Is it Kiryu with a J? Wow!
No, it's not. It's Yu Murakami, who's grown up and ready to fight gang. Or the fourth member of the Devil May Cry crew.
Going to bed. Good night.
Yeah, get lost.
Oh, but I didn't play the Carnival Night music yet.
No, he doesn't deserve that right now. He was late.
No, continue. What were you saying, bud?
Oh, that was it. Play Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Okay, we'll play Yakuza. You hear that, chat? We gotta play Yakuza Like a Dragon. Okay? Are they gone? No, he's still here.
Yeah, they left.
Okay.
He's still here. No, he left.
Alright. No, thank you for putting your brother on the mic.
Hey, you're welcome.
Not a problem, man. So as I was saying, I don't remember what I was saying. It was so long ago. Anyways, we were watching this.
To open the portal.
I just hope, in fairness of Frontiers, from everything that's being shown and the music that they've shown and everything, I mean, it's not my cup of tea per se, but I do hope that people are getting like a more story-oriented Sonic like they've always wanted.
Shani, I apologize to interrupt you. My chat just went deaf. Somebody subscribed and my notification sound was through the roof. Give me a second here.
Well, I know who it was.
What the heck, dude? Why is YouTube... Well, I mean, not YouTube. Why is Streamlabs like this?
Sam, I'm trying to set up a monitor
and I
chat,
sorry.
Don't know what I'm doing. Am I reading this in Spanish and I just don't
Anyways.
know what is happening? What is this?
Erwin says, yeah, who cares about Sonic? Being a Yakuza sounds exciting. Please make it your next stream. I don't know if that's what you meant. I think you meant to say play Yakuza, not become a Yakuza.
The content of this stream is not here to guide and or influence people through their life's decisions. We are not responsible for what you do in your life, whether you join Japanese gangs or become Sonic fans. You have been warned.
Thank you. Oh yeah, no. Did you guys know Shani's also my TOS person? Robert Palquin says the game really looks really good so far. Although I'm concerned with the controls, it looks very sensitive at high speed, and as soon as he releases the joystick, he stops as if you were hitting a wall. I've noticed that, Bauer, and I think that's just because of a lack. That is due to a lack of momentum. I'm gonna say the word. I'm sorry, chat. That is a lack of momentum and weight to Sonic's actual character.
What's that?
And everything in the game, while not horrible, because you actually have controls changes, Belbert, it does look like no matter what, though, Sonic does stop on a dime. And that's just because the game was not designed around Sonic having weight to his movements. So that's why. But yeah, we'll see if any of the control levers can mitigate any of that, but I doubt it. Yeah, I know I said the M word. Why are you guys so scared of momentum now? When did this start? Thank you so much, Albert, for the donation, by the way. Let's get a heart shot in the chat with Albert. Thank you. Very generous. Yeah. But let's continue on here. Let's see what this is all about. What's going on here?
Cyber, I can't imagine Cyber from the scenery that I saw before. So
Cyber.
when you get into the cyberspace, you can get to the ancient archive. And by the way, when
Ethan,
the game is loading, you can also practice actions. So now we're in the cyberspace.
So this is something we're going to talk about. Let me let it play out.
So this is made by Asian people's technologies.
What?
It's an archive.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Let me. Hold on.
I think you heard that right, Sam.
Wait.
The Asian.
Let me go back. I need to make sure I'm hearing this right.
Cyber from the scenery that I saw before. So when you get into the cyberspace, you can get to the ancient archive.
Ancient, I think.
And by the way, when the game is loading, you can also practice actions. So now we're in the cyberspace. So this is made by Asian people's technologies. It's an archive of memories.
I'll say we really dodged the bullet on that one.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And so this space is made of Sonic's memories.
So for those that don't know what she's saying, it's not made by Asian. It's made by ancients. I know she's trying her best.
So now we're in the
being a translator is
cyberspace.
hard, so we got to give her some credit here. But what she's saying is this is made by ancients apparently, and this is all created by aspects of Sonic's
Made
memories.
by Asian
That's the excuse. I mean, that's the story.
technologies. It's an archive of memories worldwide. That looks fantastic. And so this space is made of Sonic's memories.
So this is okay. So this is
And
all
this is a
generations.
chemical
Obviously, we know
plant.
that.
It's a stage.
Oh.
Yeah, but you know what? Even though it's
We have
generations,
presence.
honestly, like look at the background of this level. Like when you get to see like a very open like.
Yeah, no,
shot.
that's the only part that is cool. I do like seeing that it's different, but does it? My question is, does it warrant? Like, is that enough to differentiate it?
So
And-
no, but it's a good step in detail that they're bringing back like that old feeling that the levels are very open,
Yeah.
even though they're linear, and that's the old adventure feel
Yeah,
to some degree.
yeah. Bye, Unleashed.
Everyone is so sure that she said Asian. Can you please let them know that's not what she said?
Yeah.
Can climb up the stage. Look at this.
So
And
then this is different.
I
It
think
cuts.
this will
Essentially, what they did here is they stitched the beginning of the Generations level and the end of the Generations
Find you some
levels together
nostalgic
here.
memories for our friends. So these are the conventional stages that we had before, where you can enjoy with the Sonic.
Okay.
And when you play, the
And then
rhythm
you're
is also
gonna jump all the way
different.
to the building top. I remember this part from
This is very
Generations.
enjoyable.
But it's not a building now. And that's the
Look
level.
at this gorgeous play.
So that was about a minute. Okay, so let's talk about.
That's why.
Let's go back into the cyberspace levels. As I mentioned on the past couple streams, this is probably going to be, in my opinion, I think the cyberspace levels are probably going to be the one part of this game that is probably going to hold it back a little bit. It's not going to make it bad or anything, I don't think so. But so I've talked about this in tandem, but I'm going to say it one last time. Clearly the cyberspace levels in this game are clearly more like the special stages in this game. This is how you get the Chaos Emeralds, and there's a certain amount of missions you could complete in each to get completion. But I still think it's a bit jarring, the fact that we have to play through levels that we've already played. Even though it's Sonic's memories, I feel like there could have, if they wanted to make a gamer, if them reusing assets wasn't about the fact that it's easy to do, if they just wanted to do the whole Sonic's memories thing, they could have very easily chose levels that were not returned yet. They could have chose levels that were not in Generations, but they clearly chose levels that were in Generations, which tells me it's not about the story, about it being Sonic's memories. It's more so just a way to do it fast and kind of cheap. So in that regard, I do find it disappointing. I would have clearly taken anything that was more new. Like if you guys saw that city level that we talked about last time, I think the cyberspace level in that looks far more interesting than anything we've seen regarding Green Hill Zone and Generations and Sky Sanctuary. So I don't think anyone is going to disagree. Why is it so loud? I don't think anyone is going to disagree with me when I say that I think all of us would rather have a new level theme than old, right? And again, I think the city level is a good example of that. Now, my question raises up, though, is that city level looks new. And they're saying that these levels are based off Sonic's memories. So...
Well, that was Chemical Plant.
No, I'm talking about the city level that we saw last time.
The one that's like white, kind of whitish and stuff?
So if these levels are based off of Sonic's memories, what level is that? It could be Empire City, but Empire City's that didn't look like Empire City's level design. So I'm very confused as to what that was.
That could probably be, I mean, who knows? That could be their answer as a combination to everything.
Empire City has to be. Well, I guess
if they want to be like, if they want to meld the city levels together, it could be a hodgepodge of like city levels.
It could be Speed Highway and City Escape. But the city is going to have a name, so we'll have to see what it is. Maybe it's DLC from Unleashed. No, people would have caught that already.
That could be the new interpretation of like Speed Highway or Radical Highway or whatever. Because you had that stuff in the sky.
Yeah, and we already saw City Escape in this game, though, guys. So we know that City Escape is in this, and it looks different. But I don't know. It could be anything. But that's my point, though, is if they had to return old levels for the sake of the story, it could have been something new. That's my point. But anyways, seeing this level being so short is like slightly like, it's not surprising, but it also is, again, just it further adds to the narrative that these are clearly not even going to be as good as the Generations levels they're coming from. So again, I do think this is going to be the one sticking point in Frontiers that I'm probably not going to be very fond of. It's just a matter of how much time we actually spend on these. I'm sure we don't spend a lot of time in comparison to the rest of the game, but
I have something to add that's very important to what you're saying.
Hello, Evan. What's up?
Hi. Did you see the thing that came out today where Kishimoto actually triples down on the fact that they are optional?
I did not, but that's something I have been saying, and people were like, "No, it's not." Yes, it is.
Okay, well, we should definitely talk about that right now. Where should I send this link to you, Sam? Where's the best place where you're going to see it?
Yeah, you could put it in mute.
Okay.
Yeah, let me look at this real quick.
So a lot of interviews came out today, and I know we're probably all reacting to the things that are visuals, but I heard you talking about this, and I'm like, I have to join right now. Mm-hmm. So yeah, read this on stream and see what you think.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see here. Kishimoto confirms once again that playing the cyberspace state levels is not required, and it's just one of the options to advance in the story. Huh. The answer to those who feel that the conventional Sonic has a strong peculiarity. What does that even mean?
Peculiarity?
Peculiarity. Wow, that is a word I have never seen in text form ever.
Yeah, but whatever, we said it, we got it.
Okay, is also the answer to this open zone. In this work, you can actually advance the story by simply exploring the open zone. Playing cyberspace is not required. It is only one of the options for advancing the story. Okay, so yeah, no, I think this is something that he mentioned before, so I don't know why people would need confirmation again. This is something I think I've been saying constantly, which actually I do want to bring up. I did mention in the beginning of the stream the discussion that Premi was discussing regarding Frontiers and Unleashed, comparing the two, and how people hated Unleashed for, say, the metal collecting. Meanwhile, you have the cyberspace stages, and people didn't hate those. And one of the things I mentioned, I think in one of his comments, was the fact that the cyberspace zones are optional compared to the metal collecting, which was mandatory things you have to do. And yeah, this just kind of further confirms that you know, I think
it's exactly what we always said. Like, this is why, like, the whole discussion about like colors versus Unleashed is like mind-boggling, because my stance is like, I like the content in Unleashed.
Yeah.
I don't like how the content is presented to me, and so if I'm gonna decide which game I'm gonna play from start to finish campaign-wise, I'm gonna choose colors, but that's not because I like what I'm going through more. It's because I like how it's presented to me, in that I get extra content for going to the extra portions of the level and finding the extra collectibles.
Right.
The problem in Unleashed is like, no, you must stop. You must look in all the corners.
Yeah, and the thing, and I think the other thing I want to mention though is Frontier's gameplay in combat is designed around Sonic's abilities, while in Unleashed it felt more like I was playing two different games. It was almost like I was trying to mix oil and water. No matter how many times you tried to mix it, if you let it sit, they would still end up being two layers. So it really felt like two games in one, which some people like that. I didn't have a problem with the werehog too much. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't a, you know, my ideal thing, but I didn't hate it.
Here's a big thing.
But I do think, real quick, but I do think people's criticism of Unleashed is valid, because it didn't mend it as well as I think Frontier is doing so far. But what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, very simply, I think the werehog, like, if we're directly comparing the combat of the werehog and the combat of Frontiers, it feels like when you need to get away, you can get away. It's too claustrophobic in werehog. You're typically locked in a small area, and you can't move very quickly. So it's claustrophobic. If you don't have the impulse, right? The cool thing about games is you get to choose what you do. And so when you're playing the werehog, if the impulse naturally never comes to you to get some breathing room, you'll probably like the werehog. And if you want to brute force yourself through it, you'll probably like it.
You know what it is?
I see a lot of enemies and I'm like, okay, I need to like walk away and think about what the hell I'm gonna do.
Okay, Evan, you know what's funny? The second you said, you know, the werehog's slow, I could already see all the compilations of people adding you on Twitter, all these super MLG game moves of people doing all these combos to jump over pits and cut through walls with the werehog, which I have to say, I don't want to have to play the game for 50 years to know how to play it fast, okay? So that's another thing I'll say about Unleashed. A lot of people that defend Unleashed is they'll be like, oh, but you can play it fast. You just have to rank him up a lot. And then also you have to unlock all these combos and you have to memorize these to be able to spiral as the werehog and also jump and cut through walls and no.
I mean, honestly,
but, you know, I will preface this real quick though, because I don't want to say too much on this. This is just discussion that I'll say. And I think, and no hate toward Premi, by the way. I think his thoughts are totally valid, just like ours is totally valid. But I think it's just a matter of looking at things from the perspective of a casual gamer and not a person that will play these games over and over and over again, because the casual gamers are the people that dictate whether a game is successful or not, and essentially the image this game will get, whether it's going to be positive or negative. If a casual gamer has to study a game hard to maneuver a bad decision, then it failed. All right. And I feel like that is what was wrong with Unleashed, was the part that held Unleashed back, metal collecting and the werehog. While we can mitigate those, you have to really study the game to mitigate those. Meanwhile, with Frontier so far, it seems like a lot of people's, any problem you have with the game, there's most likely an optional route to not have to take that. Or again, the basic part is that the combat in Frontiers is designed around Sonic. Meanwhile, the werehog is a whole different thing. It's like a separate game. And it's a lot slower in comparison to the fast-paced gameplay. But I think... go ahead.
To put it very simply, one is way more accessible than the other, and the decision is obvious.
Yeah, do you mind if I bring up a quick point?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, so Sega recently announced there's going to be 3 new games in the Like a Dragon series.
Oh, I know that game. I know that series. It's Yakuza, right?
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Oh my god.
I can't stand them.
Though I will say that was a nice pace breaker.
But yeah,
You do try to chain that man in your basement, and he still gets out somehow.
yeah. But all right, let's continue on
Yeah,
here.
it's within a minute. And you also get the scores.
But I do agree that the cyberspace stages,
And on
though,
the
are not
left-hand
nearly
side,
going to
there are 4
be
missions.
probably as fun as the ones in Generations. If the levels are from
In order to
Generations, they're
clear
not going to be
the
as fun as the ones in
cyberspace,
Generations.
You need to overcome
I think that's clear
the
as day
4
at
missions,
this
so
point.
it's quite difficult. What's in for you
Didn't
if
somebody
you
say there was like a rolling mechanic in 2D
clear the
sections in the
stage?
cyberspace levels? I haven't seen that
Yeah,
anywhere.
so like this
You
can
had it?
It
Yeah.
seems like
Waiting
it
for
seemed like the
loading, it's quite
cyberspace
fun.
levels take on a little
And from
bit
the option
different.
page, you can also
I
go to the,
it's pretty
the
interesting,
space to
and thanks
practice.
Evan for bringing
And
up the
so
fact
now
that
we're getting out of the
he made that comment about it being
cyberspace,
optional
and because
too. I
we
actually
cleared
didn't
the
know that.
mission,
I didn't
so
see
I
that.
got,
Well, I mean,
emerald.
Sam was saying like I don't know why Kishimoto feels the need to bring it up again. I remember being in the Sonic trenches and people were picking apart the words and the translations aren't always accurate. And people were like, oh, it's connected to the story. So I think it was worth saying, even if it was repeating ourselves 3 times. I wasn't even sure, following the news as closely as I do. So I think really just put it to bed. It's optional. Great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by the way, Supersonic 68 mentioned something which I believe, though, regarding rolling in this game or anything like that. Yeah, no, I don't think there's any real rolling in this game. I think the only thing we have is a drop dash, and from what I've seen, it looks like it's handled like in Sonic Boom, where he'll drop down and spin dash maybe like 2 feet, and that's really it, and he'll stop on a dime.
Ooh,
so
I would say it's about 3 times as long than that one, but yeah, like the same effect where he slows down.
But it's probably still not quite enough. Again, clearly any hope of momentum or rolling is clearly dead. It's not in this game. It's not designed for it. So I guess at that rate, I would have to look at this game as another boost type title. It just depends on how they handle the movements. Jonathan says, thank you for laughing at my jokes. My mom says it was very funny. Tell your mom I said hello.
Keys. With the key,
I'm still thinking about the optional
with a
thing because
certain
it's
number
like
of
what will the progression be like in
Well, that does
the
bring up
open
a good
world?
point, though. Which, well, if these cyberspace levels are optional, how long would it take to get the emeralds activated without going through cyberspace? It would probably take longer. It's probably going to require you to do a lot more combat and exploration of the level and more puzzles.
Yeah, what's the other option?
Yeah,
right?
like
you can
what...
say optional all the doodah day,
right.
But if the other option is like picking grass,
yeah.
So I dare say this. I wonder if it'll be like how Phantasy Star New Genesis was, where you had to do a certain amount of quests and then a certain amount of temples in order to up your battle power, which allowed you to do like story mode stuff as it went, and then it allowed you to progress to the next like island, provided that after you beat that story mode quest you were a certain battle power. Translating that over to like a percentage and then like putting it into like frontiers. So I wonder if it's going to be things like it'll be like open world, right? So you will have a certain amount of quests that are essentially a must to pursue, point A to point B, point B to point C, and then there's like little side stuff on the way that'll kind of make you more powerful if they do that. But then it's like what's the relevance of the cyberspace levels? Why would I want to play the cyberspace levels?
Right. I wonder if they're going back to good ending, bad ending. Mm-hmm. I will say this though. I wonder if because people are saying Big the Cat. Can you really beat the entire game doing Big the Cat only? And if so,
no.
Chat. If you can, no. They're saying you can get the gears or you can get keys from Big the Cat. You have to give him gears and you could get a key. So if that's the case, then I want to do an entire Big the Cat run. Premi says, yo, if you had to, based on what we've seen up till this point, what would you rate this game out of 10? Why would I rate this? Wait, what? Based off of what we've seen up to this point.
Based off what you've seen up to this point, how would you rate this Sonic game?
It's a pretty simple question, Sam. What are you confused
No,
about?
I thought he was telling me to rate the game, but based off of what we've seen.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think about this real quick because lack of momentum, world, cyberspace. Based on what we've seen, probably a 7. I would say.
Yeah.
7.
That's where I'm at too.
Yeah,
I'm
at
about a 7.
My problem with giving the number, and I now I'm understanding why. Like once I thought about it, I'm understanding why Sam hesitated, because I'm like, okay, so what are my favorite parts about this game, right?
Right.
My favorite parts about this game are the open world.
Same.
And the story.
Same.
And realistically, I'm not gonna know the 2 most important parts of the game and how good they are until I actually experience it. Because the interesting part about the open world is truly how many options there are, how full it feels, how many choices I feel like I can make, and how much I can really bend the game to what I want to do. And so I actually, it's 7, but like that number can fluctuate madly because we're
if we went
stuff.
back, if it was based off of like just the IGN stuff, 5. If it's, you know, like if it was like if we haven't seen anything since the IGN like exclusive streams, it'd be a 5. But because we were actually able to see more of the islands now, more of the combat, a lot more of the story and the cutscenes and how the characters actually interact with each other, I would say 7.
I was ready to die for a moment that you were gonna rate it like an IGN like thing where I was gonna be like, I rated a 5 because the cyberspace levels are too much like Sonic. I thought you were gonna go like one of those routes.
After you actually play and beat it, that's why I do it. Yeah, no, I think that's important. I think that's also why, you know, I treat this channel like a dictionary. And that's why I've cover every little thing. I know people are like, oh, this little thing came out about Frontiers. Why are you talking about it for 15 minutes? I like to treat my channel like a dictionary because I like to go back and see what my thoughts were at any given point. I mean, I could literally do this right now. Hold on. Which I love doing. And it's hilarious.
Oh, God. Are you going to go to Forces? No.
Which one are we doing, guys?
Guys, to make it very clear to you guys, I'm not saying no
Sam here, and we
because
have
of
a new
Forces. I'm saying
trailer for
no
Sonic
because
Forces
we were
called
like, honestly, we were so wrong about Forces.
Well, I think it's good though. It's a good, like I can go back to Sam's streams and be a dictation of like how like a person reacted.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It archives the time period.
My favorite part of this video.
Every time I do, I get angry.
Yeah, sorry, my favorite part of this video. Sorry, was that my favorite part?
Eggman's mustache was like in half for a second.
Every time I do.
It is in half. Or is that a graphical glitch? Is that a graphical glitch, or is this mustache actually in half?
So anyways, my point is I like to talk about this stuff constantly is because I like to go back and see what my points, my thoughts are at a certain moment in time regarding this game. And I'll always cherish, like if this game comes out being great, I'm going to love 5 years from now when I get to look back at the IGN footage when I was super pissed thinking this game's going to bomb. And if this game is going to bomb, I'm going to look back at this stream and I'm going to laugh at myself in 5 years. So, yeah. I treat it like a dictionary. Let me see if there's anything here. Hold on, I missed a few stuff here. Oh, I missed a lot. I'm so sorry, guys. Supersonic68 says, so remember all the copium about Frontiers does have soul physics C. Here's 1.5 seconds that looks like he has it. Well, we're getting an entire uncut minute of HD gameplay now, and I'm not seeing it. Can you find any instance of it, Sam? So I mentioned this back, Supersonic68. I mentioned this back in my stream, and I remember I got a lot of hate for this, saying like, oh, Sam, you'll never be pleased. When people were saying, oh, Sonic went downhill, he went faster for a second, you guys saw that? I literally said, none of this matters if the combat and the world is not designed around the momentum. If you see him go faster downhill slightly, while that's great, it's great that there's some form of realism to his movements. It doesn't mean anything if the world's not designed around it. You know, there's no real There's no real benefit of it. Again, especially
That's a sign we're not being clear enough.
Yeah, again, we're not being clear enough. People. That's when people were giving us hate, like saying, "Oh, you're saying the M word." That's where that joke comes from. Where people are like, "Oh, like these pants just does it really make a difference if you have to work harder to go uphill?" It's like, no. My point is not because I want to go slightly faster, slightly slower, uphill or downhill. The point is how I personally envision Sonic moving in 3D and it being fun is having the entire game based around momentum and being good at it to where you got to keep that momentum going like the classic games, but brought to 3D properly. People will bring in Utopia and stuff like that, but they'll get lost in like a bunch of straw man arguments about, oh, but the world's too big in Utopia. It's like, no, I'm not talking about the world. I'm talking about the movement, and especially with Project Heroes gameplay, which we saw. That type of movement, as I think, is ideal for a 3D Sonic game that I think would favor everyone. Boost, adventure, new people, and classic. There's not much of a skill gap. I'm glad you
said that, because there's this like belief that like if we lean into pinball physics or pinball-esque level design, I think that's where the like push-pull comes from, because I think people don't think they can coexist. But like we all want variety, right? The reason that we think that the open world is so cool is because it seems like there's a lot to do in there, and that's what we're all talking about, right? Is there enough to do? Is there enough to do? And this is the same thing about Sonic's movement. We just want to add another variable to Sonic's kit. We want it to matter how steep a hill is.
Right. So now, while momentum is clearly a dead dream in this game, and Supersonic 68, you're right. There is no moment in time where physics are a major part of this game. It's not here. It's not in this game. It wasn't designed around it. It wasn't even in mind during production. It's a dead dream. So at this point, I look at this game no different than the Boost games we've had. It's just a matter of, okay, we're not going to have a new type of gameplay, but now it's a matter of what can we do with the gameplay we have? What can we do? If you rework it, what do you mean by that? Oh no, you're talking about something else. Let's check your DM, Sam. Oh, sorry. Are you talking about? Sorry, because I'm on Kenny's PC, so I'm not signed into Discord. Let me check. Slope jumping. Let me check here. Beat sent me something. Let me check.
Is it actually called slope jumping?
Yeah, something called slope jumping. I don't know what that is.
Interesting.
But it sounds interesting. It sounds like a cool thing.
My guess is that if you jump in a certain way in Frontiers, you do actually kind of go flying. And I'm not surprised, though I will, before we even see it, I will say it really is about the level design. Yeah, I knew that was the clip! Oh man, I'm on fire. Yeah, so they jump on the slight incline of that button.
Right. That is cool. It's almost, I will say though, okay, I'm gonna be a super nitpick MF right now, and I'm so sorry. First off, this is cool. This is a positive, but Sonic should not have gotten that high with the speed he was going.
You're never gonna be satisfied, Sam!
No, I think this is a positive, and I think that's cool. And they probably intentionally made this because there's going to be moments in time you're going to need to jump. But the way when I think, I'll tell you why my brain went there, chat. When I think of slope jumping, I think of adventure, because that's where I did a lot of slope jumping. Was it an adventure where I would spin dash off the slightest slope and I would jump. But the speed in adventure would translate well to your midair movement. Here, it's almost like his shoes turn into rockets.
It's
probably, oh, you know what it is? You know what it is too, actually? You know what it is? I think the momentum gets magnified when you double jump. He double jumps here. Hold on, wait.
You're sure? I don't see a little, because he normally...
Let me see, hold on.
I don't see a double jump. I think it's literally...
Because I'm hearing a sound in the middle of the jump. And either the sound is delayed or something happened during the jump.
While you look for that, if you're looking for what Sam's talking about, a perfect example is literally going to Emerald Coast in Sonic Adventure, and the very first ramp when you're walking on that bridge after the beach, if you spin dash off that ramp, you can tell that the level is designed where if you figure that out, you can skip a whole spring section.
Right.
right? And so if Frontiers does stuff like that, where it encourages you to utilize what we're looking at right now, then I say it's a massive W. If it just shows up randomly, I mean,
No, don't get me wrong. That's still this is still a positive. I think Sonic having kind of like moon jumpy jumps, I like that. It's again like adventure. This could be actually. I will say though, and I just remembered this. I just had a brain blast. You can change Sonic's jump height in the settings. That is an option. So this could be changed. Remember that.
That's pretty extreme. I don't think he jumps.
No,
that's not.
No.
Like
you
much
can
higher.
you can edit the jump height. That is a slider.
That would just be insane if that's like entirely influenced by the slider. Is what I'm saying. Like that's like nearly 3 times higher than he normally jumps.
Well, the more options you give the players, the more they don't have to hear bitching about controls.
I guess. I'm just saying. I'd be really surprised if that was the sliders doing.
Yeah. Well, see, it could be a mix of both. It could be a mix of slope jumping and the fact that they have the slider up to max, and double jumping. That's probably a mix of all three.
Jump that high normally? Oh my god!
Stubs his toe, goes 20 feet in the air. But no,
none of the obstacles will matter.
Yeah, no. I think that's cool though. But again, I will say this though: it doesn't matter if the world is not designed around it. So we have to see if there's any platforming that takes advantage of that. They just saw a curb on a bump and they went flying. So that there's no point in doing that. It depends on how the world is designed around. Do they design it where you can make shortcuts doing that? That's important.
Yeah, because we want the momentum to be for everybody, not just the hardcore fans that know it's there. We want the game to kind of teach the casuals about what made Sonic so special.
Yeah.
It's
kind of scary to take shortcuts in under 1 minute cyberspace levels. They're going to be 20-second speedruns by the time we're done with them. I've mentioned this beforehand, but people were like, oh, the people playing this game are journalists. Stop hating on... People took what I said as me hating on journalists, and they made a whole tweet thread about it. It's so stupid. But yeah, no, you're right, Premi, and I literally said this as to keep in mind the people playing these games are not hardcore gamers like we are, like hardcore Sonic fans like we are. I'm talking about, there probably are people now, but I'm talking about the journalists at first. They're journalists. It's hard to find ones that replay Sonic games over and over and over again. No, clearly, yeah, we're going to be flying through these levels in under a minute. Easy. Hold on, I have a lot more to catch up on. You guys are crazy. I'm so sorry. I'm going to try to run through these quickly, guys, because I'm going to see what else we have. Thank you, Supersonic68. Crody says, I think the cyberspace levels are fine being short and reused, especially since Kishimoto said that Sega was frustrated that they delayed Frontiers. Wait, what? He said that? Is he fired? No, I'm just joking. But did he say that really? But Crody, you gotta listen to what you just said. You think the cyberspace levels are fine being short, and your reasoning was because Sega was frustrated that it was delayed. Even if this is true, why would that be okay with you? That means they made a decision for the game not because it's best for the player, but because it's best for production. That shouldn't be okay. And again, that's not the excuse that Sonic Team's going with. They're saying it's because of Sonic's memories. So yeah, Crody, send me the sauce, please. I want to know where that's from. Where's that from? Thank you so much for the
donation.
donation.
By the way, Sam. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Your screen share on Discord is frozen for us.
Lame. Actually, no, it's not.
With the...
You good?
Oh, not anymore. I guess it definitely was before. Great.
But yeah, it's because I'm clicked on another screen.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, I want to know when he said that, and if that is true, I think he just shot himself in the foot, because that literally confirms what we all know. No matter what they say regarding Sonic's memories, the reason they were using assets is because it's clearly what they had, and it's easier than having to make from scratch. I don't think anyone is going to argue with me, say no, this was completely intentional and was the best way to go about this. It's not.
Premi, Sonic's got a short attention span. That's why his cyberspace memories are short.
Oh my god. Bauer Palquin says, I really hope the cyberspace levels have at least have at least some importance in the story. If it's supposed to be Sonic's memories, why could we finish the whole game without completing them? it's a fail safe.
That's what I was saying.
It's a fail safe. Again, we've heard in the past 2 minutes of me talking about this, we heard 3 different reasons. Okay, so it's the one that makes sense is it's just a fail safe. It's Sonic Team, whenever they make a decision on a game, they never go all in. They always dip their toe. They always have like a safety net on every little decision they make. Sometimes they don't, but this is with the recent Sonic Team, they always have a safety net. And I think that's what it is. It's like they have these open worlds, but they're not sure if it'll appeal to the Sonic fans that like the boost gameplay, so they added boost styled stages. That's
right, and in Forces, they were like, wasn't sure people were gonna like the OC creators, so they put in Classic Sonic.
And that's probably why this game took so long to make, is because they finished the open world. They're like, maybe we should add something more, so then they had to delay the game. I don't know. We'll see. Africa 2.0 says, the way hard combat is why I don't get why people say if they changed it to Knuckles, it would be better. The complaints would have just changed to Knuckles shouldn't have been added to this game. Yeah, no, I've always no. If the Werehog was just Knuckles, that clearly wouldn't be enough. The problem with the Werehog, well, some people said the Werehog was jarring, and I definitely could see that, because this is right. You got to think of the time. You can't think of it now. You think of when the game came out at the time. It was right after 06. We also had the storybook games. People just wanted to play as Sonic alone. Sonic alone. That was a thing because people didn't like Sonic's friends at the time, especially after 06. They did not
because the context for that, and I get it, but the context for that is people were thinking like, Sega, if you can't finish the game, don't make a whole campaign for Big the Cat. Like, that's what they're saying. That's what it was.
So I'm thinking about this at the time because I remember this fondly when Unleashed came out. People were saying, Sega, no more Sonic's friends. We just want to play as Sonic in a Sonic story. So when Unleashed happened, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys remember Unleashed's marketing, it took them a while to reveal the Werehog's gameplay, right? Didn't it?
It wasn't the first thing they revealed.
It wasn't the first thing they showed. It took a while. I remember the first teaser was the ring, and then you see the Werehog's hand, but you didn't really know much about the gameplay until way later. Either way, the whole reason why people didn't like the Werehog mainly is because of the movements and the combat, but there were people that were like, why is Sonic a werewolf? This is stupid. You know what I mean? The same reason why I think Sonic having a sword is kind of dumb, because he could already cut through enemies. Yeah, no, I still have that belief, chat. I think, I think that's why, Unleashed is like having that gray area when it comes to the casual gamers, is they have that thought about the Werehog, and there's reasons why they don't like the Werehog. It's most of the reasons, and I feel like my reasons is because of the gameplay. Some people didn't like the Werehog just because of how it looked and how bizarre it was. Like, why are you changing Sonic? Why are you making it where you have to play as something else? Like, can we just play as Sonic, and as Sonic is and as Sonic should play, not, some other gameplay style, I mean, I don't hate the Werehog. Neither do I, Santiago. I don't know what kind of argument that is. No, I don't hate the Werehog either. People don't, but there's people that do. That's the reality. There is people that hate the Werehog, so we can't ignore that. Let me see what else we got here. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up. Freaking thank you so much for the $10, dude. That's very generous. And that's also why, again, just to close off that thing, that's why the argument of it was just as Knuckles, the fundamental problems would still be there, but it probably would have softened it slightly, just slightly, because there were people that didn't like the Werehog just from the concept of the Werehog. Okay. Thank you, freaking King. Thank you, Premi. Thank you, Ronald says, the cyberspace levels don't look bad. I feel this game has improved since the early footage. It has improved, and the fact that you don't think that's bad, that's fine. That's your opinion. That's great. I don't think they're, I mean, it's hard to say. I don't think they're bad, but I don't think they're an improvement. they're definitely not an improvement. In fact, I will confidently say the cyberspace levels that are generations are definitely not an improvement from the ones that are in generations. I'll take every single gameplay I've seen. Every single gameplay I've seen of the generations levels look far better and more fun in generations than they do in this game. But thank you. Where was I? Oh yeah, Ronald, thank you. Angel Troid says gonna go back to the past. Sam procrastinate. Thank you.
Oh, was that the Samurai Jack theme you just tried to type up?
Yeah, gonna go back to the past. Sam procrastinate. Thank you, Angel Troid. Crazy Gamer says when your boy takes a nap after work, cause work is work, and then I realize the last minute there's a stream. How are you doing, guys? Don't bother re-explaining everything. I'll just watch the VOD. Not a problem. Crazy Gamer, go back to sleep. You don't have to watch the stream. Go back to sleep, bro. Thank you so much for being here. Crunch Scarf Deluxe says, hey, Sam, did you see that? Let me turn on music because it's very silent while I'm reading this. Crunch Scarf Deluxe says, hey, Sam, did you see the Sonic chuckles if you slip off of Legend Frontiers? I saw something about that last night. I'm sure somebody put it in the thread, which we're going to go over, which I can't believe I haven't gone over it yet, but we are going to go over it. Alkabuti with a $20 donation, holy shit, says, Sam, do you guys feel about Mario Kishimoto as the game director for Sonic? He directed Colors, Lost World Forces, and now Frontiers. Do you think it's time we get a new director, or do you think his direction, or do you like his direction? Also hi. Aquabuti, you know, so here's the thing. So I will say this. If you took me back to before we saw Frontiers, I would tell you, yeah, it's time for a new director. But I think this is also a problem we've seen with Sonic, where maybe it's time we give someone time to improve. I would say Mario Kishimoto has improved a lot in terms of game direction since Forces. This game is a huge jump from Forces. I know that's a low bar, but it's an improvement. So if this is the new direction they want to take, which is Frontiers in the open world style, and taking emphasis on combat and giving us some movement controls, then I'm even more excited for what Mario Kishimoto has in store for the next game, even after Frontiers. So in that sense, if this game wasn't a big improvement, I would say yeah. But because this game does seem like an actual improvement, a genuine improvement from the last games in terms of its direction and freedom, I'm willing to hear him out. I'm willing to see what he does. And at the end of the day, though, it's more than just one person. Game development involves multiple people, so just changing the director would not be enough. I don't think it'd be too much of a thing, but I'll just say right now, as it stands, with Sonic Frontiers and the direction they're taking with it, I think it's a promising direction. So we'll see.
Be interesting if they want to take Frontiers as the new style.
The thing,
because the next challenge will be is how does the second game in this style differentiate from the first?
Yeah, and that's why we gotta be, again, that's why we have to be clear. We could have a game like style like this, but let's probably get more momentum. Let's get more ramps and curves and hills and loops in the gameplay of this open world style. When the game comes out, we're gonna have our critiques, and it's a matter of how they improve off those critiques to refine this gameplay style even more. Aquabuti, thank you so much. Erwin, or Aquabuti, seriously, thank you for the $20 though. Seriously. Let's get a heart spam in the chat for Aquabuti. I keep saying seriously a lot. I think that is my go-to word. I think someone said that's my go-to word. Thank you so much, Aquabuti. Erwin says, apparently Izuku was covering Kishimoto's back since 2017 while developing the game. Though I like the treatment, the teamwork they did, I feel kind of worried about this game being a habit inside Sega with every new game. What do you mean by that? So apparently Izuku was covering Kishimoto's back since 2017. Erwin, where did you hear that?
That's probably an industry thing where like you have to pitch ideas and you have to pitch things in the industry, and
yeah,
your bosses can say yes and no and stuff. So right, if you go back to Mania, right, it was like 4 stages, and then Iizuka helped them fight for like a full Sonic game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not exclusive to that kind of stuff. That also happens in AAA business too. So Iizuka could have done the same thing where he was like, "Oh, we've got a really good thing going," and just Iizuka had the dude's back and was helping him push for stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
the chat.
That's what it would be. Yeah, Iizuka's really really good about that.
Yeah. So let me see here. So Erwin, thank you for the donation. Crody says, but my reasonings is if they had to cut corners to please Sega, then making Cyberspace due to the time restrictions, also the sauce. Oh, he gave me the thing.
Also the sauce.
Wait, hold on. Let me. I'm trying to copy it. I don't know why it's not working. Brother, please.
That's a brother moment.
Read the thread that Evan sent you, Sam. It has all this that you're wondering.
Didn't I?
Chaos X, I'm glad you noticed that.
Oh, the one about
Yeah, when the link I sent you was just one tweet in a thread, so it's like a whole. Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah. There you go.
Okay, hold on.
Though it is a pain to read because like the words are separated.
Right. Trying to see the part where they talk about cyberspace. Okay.
You know what would be really
once
funny?
again that play. Let me do. What were you saying?
You know what would be really funny? And obviously this is just me being me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not definitive fact. It would be really funny if Kishimoto and Iizuka wanted a full open world game and wanted to depart from the original Sonic formula, and their corporate was like, no, you have to put, it has to be a Sonic game. So the compromise was that they would put Sonic stages into the game, and it would be stuff, and they were like, and corporate was like, it has to be the generation stuff because people like generations.
Right.
So they were like, fine, whatever. But then the tailor to that is that they made it optional so people wouldn't be forced to play it. Kind of like how back in the day with Galaxy, how Miyamoto didn't want story in Mario, so they put all the story into that one side segment in Galaxy 2 so people could go to it even though it was optional or whatever.
Interesting.
It'd be pretty funny if that was like the thing.
They did mention something in this thread that Sam's looking through, that they started with open world and they said it didn't go over well, so they just needed to bring everything in and focus it.
Yeah, they could have had a lot of stuff, and again, like Mania, right? Like they probably didn't have the time to do different stages, so the compromise is we'll pull the generation stuff. And like that'll be kind of our thing.
Generations really must have knocked Sega corporate off their feet because like they just won't shut up about it.
Yeah.
I like Generations too, but like, bruh, like, like Forces and Frontiers. Come on.
Okay,
that's
here
a
we go.
lot of
I
years.
think the upper man. Okay, so they said this production time was about twice as long as the usual Sonic, but more than half of that was trial and error. However, with every round of testing and improvement, the game was definitely getting better. So I wasn't worried at all. So I was more just worried about the schedule. And then Kishimoto says, I think the upper management of the company was probably frustrated because it wasn't going to be complete. It wasn't going to be completed, but thanks to Mr. Iizuka's hard work to protect the scene, we were able to welcome this day today. Wow. Okay. So this is important. And this is something that I think should be, we should commend Iizuka for this. Seriously, we do. So from what we've heard in the last streams, guys, if you guys remember, they reworked the open world multiple times. That's why they said trial and error right there. They reworked the open world multiple times and would improve it constantly, would hear feedback, and they would improve it more and more and more and change it up more and more and more. which is unheard of for Sonic games. They develop and they call it. They develop and they send it. Develop and send. Sega, that's probably why Sega was frustrated, which is totally believable. That Sega was like, "Where is this game? Where is your game?"
We need the Sonic.
So that's probably where Azuka came in. Giving, essentially trying to tell Sega to give the team time to work this game, to have it be the best it could be. And I think that should be commendable. We don't see that often in Sonic. We don't.
And you're seeing. And it's not, and I mean, Izuka's a boss, right? But you're seeing him fight for something.
Yeah.
Which this might be something that Izuka and Co conceptualized and they're like, no, we want this. No, this is what we want. This is what we think Sonic should be. Like, this needs to be the way it is, and he fought for it.
Yeah. And again, I'm going to show you that again. There is Sega, when it comes to Sonic, they're really protective of it, and they kind of try to get people to do what they want, and they don't let the teams do whatever they want. They also, what do you call it, micromanagement, I think you call it?
Well, it sucks, right? But that's corporate, and it's not just Sega. You get it everywhere.
Yeah, you get that everywhere.
And out of industry, because you ultimately make a business to make money, not spend it. So you're always going to have people. I mean, that's why they have people like producers. They have people to tell you what you can and can't do, like on something, or to keep you within the time constraints of a budget. But you can always you can always push for things to like change. So, I mean, that's what it is. Yeah. Like, you can't really be like evil Sega or anything, which I'm talking to you, Jet. But that's what it is. Right. So you have to reach that compromise.
Right. Now,
like in the middle where you find out where they'll say, yes, okay, fine, we'll go ahead and do this.
Now, real quick, to go back to why we're even bringing this up, is back to Crody's comment where he says, I think Sonic is to the cyberspace levels are fine being short and reused, especially since Kishimoto said that Sega was frustrated that they delayed Frontiers. Crody, I still don't see how this statement justifies it, though. Because if they spent time refining the open world, they probably should have refined the cyberspace levels too, for them to be a new, unique experience, and for them to
sounding like it took everything Azuka had just to make sure the open world was as good as it is.
So again, that's more of a reason why I do believe
it sounds like the open world.
It's all about the open world.
Izuka and Kishimoto's game. Cyberspace levels were later.
It sounds like Azuka needs some backup from fans that are willing to respectively critique the media and intensify the point that Sega needs to spend more time polishing these games.
Right.
Because the fact that even Azuka getting commended by Kishimoto, it still technically wasn't enough. I mean, it's debatable if it's not enough or not. It is the game we need now.
Right.
But there's still a big void felt.
I'm like worried. Can you guys imagine which, by the way, I have to say this. We don't really know what the open world was like back then, but do you guys remember the leaks back in 2020, what they said about this game? I remember them recalling that there was a fog that you can't walk through. We haven't seen that in this world. And the idea of there being like an invisible wall sounds so frustrating, and that's probably something that was cut, and they changed direction, and they made it more...
It sounds more like they were limiting what the areas they were testing.
So you know what? Hold on.
We thought it was Pokemon Arceus.
You know what though? Can I be honest?
I think Evan's kind of right though. I think for that being an early tester phase, they fogged the area so people couldn't see beyond the limits.
Well, no, they said that they were able to cut through the fog after they completed a certain amount of things. So I remember that. Yeah, so I believe maybe that's where the cyberspace levels come in, where they thought doing it the cyberspace way was better. I don't know. We could speculate all day. Point is clearly improvements were made. This game is more about like having a lot of stuff in it because they want this game to not be 2 hours long. So I mean, again, this is all we have to see what it's like when the game comes out.
This is something that's kind of important to some degree, where it's like everyone screams about Sega mismanaging Sonic and corporate, like the management just keeps sticking their hands in stuff. Izuku is fighting for this game to be what it is because he genuinely thinks that this is like a good direction for that. And not only that is he's probably basing it on what people like, because open world stuff is really popular.
Yeah.
People should probably support this game and fight for it to give people like Izuka in Sega more freedom to do stuff.
Which again, we already have this on record where if Izuka had the golden keys to make whatever game he wanted, it would be an adventure styled game. He's literally said that on record recently. So, you know, Izuka...
Don't get it twisted. No, that doesn't mean that it won't be anything like your beloved Boost games. Again, it's just another variable of movement.
Yeah. And I would say, you know, it's
so well and got second win because of how well the second win made it to where the directors for Yakuza could do just about anything, to the point where they were like, that beat 'em up we want to make it a turn-based RPG, and Sega didn't even bat an eye at it, and they were like, okay.
Yeah, but you bought those games like in troves, right? They sold so well.
There's a mass support for Yakuza.
Yeah.
Like, so with Sonic, you reach that rough patch. So, like, if this is something you really like, this is a game that you really need to buy and show that you bought it and show that you really like it. And like Evan talks about in one of his videos, is be very clear with what you like and you dislike in the game.
Yeah. Not just I want momentum. For a clear example is when we said we want momentum, and people were like, see, look, momentum, Sonic moved 2% faster when you went down the hill. No, it's more, we have to be clear, like, rather than saying we just want momentum, this is just an example, by the way. We have to say we want momentum-based platforming. We want the stage built around Sonic's movements and momentum, where the main goal of the game is to keep your momentum going, and that would be the skill gap. You know, we have to be clear in that regard. Real quick, because we could talk all day, I do need to catch up on some stuff, because I only have 3 donations to catch up on, then we could come back to this video, because we have been paused for like an hour. Kishimoto, here's an open world Sonic game at Sega Corp. I think this needs Generations assets. Kishimoto. Goddamn. Yeah, that's funny. Eccentric Sandal says, part of the 4Gamer interview mentions that the game is beatable without needing to fight any enemies. The Sonic Frontier Twitter account skipped over it. So, Eccentric Sandal, that's probably the alternative. The alternative to that is probably Cyberspace. Without having to fight any enemies in the open world, you probably just gotta do the Cyberspace levels. But to get the Cyberspace levels, you need a gear. And to get a gear, you don't need to get them through enemies. You can get them from fishing. So, there you go. You know what I mean? So there's other ways. Exactly. There's other ways you could do it. Rakeem Jordan says, I'm okay with the short stages, but not excusable. Yeah, it's definitely not excusable. Am I okay with it? Not really. Does it hinder my overall enjoyment of me wanting to play this game? Not too much. It doesn't make me think this game's gonna be bad, because again, I treat them more like special stages, but it's still not excusable. A freaking 2.0 says, Izuka deserves more respect. Never forget him almost dying trying to finish Sonic Heroes by himself. Exactly. Definitely like, Izuka clearly has passion for the series, and he works hard to do the best he can.
People who call Izuka lazy and like dumb or like idiots.
Are people that don't even
understand like how hard it is to like be in his position and make games. Yeah. But I just realized Cyberspace. So Cyberspace is just a side quest.
Yeah.
Like that's why they're short. That's why they're short, and they just give you a gear like everything else.
Yeah. So again, again, that's why it doesn't really hinder my overall excitement of this game. All right, let's continue this video.
Yeah, Cyberspace
a certain number
are not,
of
the
this
important
key,
part of the game. It's not what people should be.
then you can
about,
unlock
is what they're trying to say.
an emerald stuff.
Okay,
so you know that Sonic uses emerald to become supersonic. So you collect those emeralds in order to transform. Can I continue? Can we still
Keep doing
continue?
the airplane.
Okay, so we are
You
running
see
around.
the red pillar of light? There's a chaos emerald there, where you can unlock his power. It's really massive, but because he's so fast, you can get there in a minute.
He's so fast. He's so cool.
That's super fast.
Ooh.
Yeah, so this is how quick you can get an emerald. You do one stage, you're good. That's another thing too, is people mentioned there's like different things, like you could replay each cyberspace level 5 times for different missions. You don't have to do that, which again is why it doesn't hinder my overall performance, because if the cyberspace stages are reused stages but they're short, again, yeah, we were in the level for a minute and now we're back and we got our key, we're getting the emerald, we're in the open world again. That's why it doesn't hinder my overall excitement of this game, because it's not a huge part of the game.
I used the emerald key to get one chaos.
The lighting at night looks
emerald.
cool. This game.
So
This is the first Sonic game to successfully have a day and night cycle without it getting cut.
Is to collect
Congratulations,
the
Sega.
chaos
You did it.
emeralds. Well,
I'm a completionist,
the
Sam.
first thing that you
Well, when
need
I
to
get Sonic games, I'm a
rescue
completionist as
your
well, and
friends,
that's an option.
and while on the way you
I'm very
also
curious
collect
because I
the
think didn't
stones.
they talk about like post game content too? Like I'd be very curious to see what
I see.
what that entails.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
Jaden
game.
Buck, thank you for being a member. 14 months, man. Thank you.
Yeah, we saw many
That is so
pieces
loud.
of the world of Sonic. What do you think?
Ma'am, that doesn't look like Sonic's ears.
I'm not
What
very
animal are you?
good at playing games, so playing this
What-
game,
what-
so
what-
I couldn't do the side loop thing, but now I saw it, and the cyberspace was quite impressive.
Okay,
Thank
so-
you. I look
Now that that's out of the way, which is, again, it was cool to see. We do have some other gameplay we could look at, which I'm probably going to skip over a bit, because a lot of this, I think, is a lot of what we've already seen. It's the cutscene. It's, oh, can I save my friend? And then he's, running around. We've seen this stuff multiple times. Which I gotta say, this enemy so far has to be my favorite. I do like the fact that we have to parry. I do like it. I want to see this fight one more time.
I think I'm not even like really that bothered by like cyberspace, but the flow of combat is something that I was like thinking about, because I was like, combat's gonna play like a big part in this game, and it makes me wonder like how repetitive is that going to be? You know what I mean? Because you have skill trees and everything, and that's cool, but my problem is will you be delegated to, when you deal with a certain enemy, you have to use a certain attack, and thus every time you fight that enemy, it's the same pattern over and over, to where it's combat is more routine than dynamic.
Yeah.
And that's the quite honestly, that's the only thing that I'm kind of worried about.
What is up with the rings in this game? They look so... What is happening with this ring here? It looks like a frog you don't touch in a forest.
Wow. If we had our good friend 94 here, he could probably tell you.
Yeah.
Like,
But then I'll also get yelled at because I paused the video and they're like, stop nitpicking. Yeah, I'm making fun of you, Chat.
if it's intentionally looking a little glitched.
Yo, Gustart says, I don't like the reuse in cyberspace, but my final thoughts on them is that they will be a pace breaker from the open world for me. Like, play some more quickly and... play something more quickly and more straightforward. Yeah, that's essentially my thoughts. That's why I believe, so far, the cyberspace stages, specifically the reuse stages, are probably going to be probably one of the worst parts of the game for me. It's probably...
This is probably too, and this isn't a stab at your chat or any other Sonic fan, but this is probably why Kishimoto was trying to say cyberspace levels were optional, because they're such a small portion of the game as a whole.
Yeah.
But people just keep talking about
But yeah,
them.
we talk about them because that's what people are used to. They're used to seeing that as the Sonic game, so when they look at that, they see that as, oh, this is the gameplay part. I mean...
There's a lot more going on in Frontiers than the cyberspace levels, and it's so people need to go back and start looking at everything again and wipe their minds of the cyberspace and look at this open world, because the open world is about I want to say about 70 or 80% of your game.
Do you guys remember when we saw the IGN footage, and we didn't like how the open world looked? So people were saying wait till the cyberspace stages because that's where the meat of the game is.
Yeah.
Oh, how the turned tabled.
Very.
So most Sonic games struggle because of how they progress, right? Most people complained about Sonic Adventure because they had to do the fishing with Big, regardless of how short it was in the grand scheme of things. You had to do it. Same thing with Unleashed.
And then
I think what people are not remembering about this is it's so free. This is a game that is free, unlike any game we've had before. So it's really hard to make.
I just saw something that I'm excited for. Look at this. You ready for this? So he gets speed. Right here, right? He's trying to climb up, right? So he gets speed here. He jumps up. He goes down pretty fast.
Kind of gets some speed and
kind of gets some speed. But what I'm thinking is, what if you kept doing that? Can you go up the entire mountain by doing that? By manipulating your momentum like that?
Slide down to make a harsh right and then go back up.
Yeah, go back up even higher, fall back down, and just keep that cycle going?
Maybe.
It's interesting.
I like how the camera in real life is adjusting the Sonic, and it's like morphing the TV a little bit. I just want to put that out. It was like it was tripping me out a little bit.
There's momentum there. Oh my god!
Yeah, exactly. That's how people assume what we like. That's not what I'm looking for.
People complained during Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, and they complained about like character gameplay and how like. You know, Sonic and Shadow, or like Sonic's gameplay, and it's fast paced, and it's the Sonic we know and love, and then you have to play everybody else's stuff, and it's like ooh gross, and that's why it becomes Sonic only later on. So it's an interesting middle ground of how do you incorporate like Sonic's friends into the gameplay without compromising, you know, Sonic, like Sonic as a game. But so it'll be kind of interesting to see what they do with that. But yeah, like so momentum was always like the problem later on with Sonic's progression, because Unleashed is the biggest offender.
I do like how every time we encounter a new enemy in this game, they have an introduction like this.
Well, yeah, of course.
Oh, that's it. All right, cool. Let's go to my Twitter thread. Which, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, feel free to follow me. Okay. Gameplay clip. Play beats. You can see Sonic's jump height drastically impacted by the tiny slope. Yeah, so we were talking about this already. This is the full video here. And as I mentioned earlier, the only thing that's a bit bizarre is he like goes really high for that low amount of speed. Do they mess with that again? Do they try that again? No? Okay. That, you know what's so funny? That's the main difference. If anyone else was playing this game, which they're doing here, is they're just going to run through the game. The first thing I would do is I would spend 5 minutes running in the same spot, running in circles, jumping around. Because that's what I just want to see what the controls are like.
Right, but if you've waited in line for like 3 hours, is that what you're really going to do?
I would at least spend 2 minutes doing it. 2 minutes.
I just think your playthrough is very different.
All right, Evan, here's the plan. You are behind me in line, okay? I spend a long time on it, but you don't say anything.
Okay.
Just don't complain.
And then I get my whole turn after? Yes. Are you saying you're going to take my turn? Is that what you're trying to say?
Maybe. Some bosses in Frontiers can't be taken without Supersonic. So I mean, we know this. The Titans. It's gonna be the Titans. It has its own movements and attacks. So yeah, Supersonic controls differently. Do you guys think? Now here's a theory, a question, which, by the way, I have to say, would be really cool if it's true. Because we saw that you fight the bosses in the air as Supersonic. You're like flying around.
Right.
At the end of the game, when you beat all the islands and you keep your emeralds, do you think you could fly around?
I really hope so.
I hope so, but I don't know. That requires...
That's the post game. So it's like what they did say that there's post game stuff.
Yeah.
So that'll be really interesting to see.
And also DLC. They want to do DLC, don't they?
Yeah. Also, So one of my big issues is that usually the finales in Sonic are really good, and they're really big. You know, that plays like the theme song, all that other stuff. Frontiers was kind of like whatever, and they overused fist bump, in my opinion, for that.
Okay.
So now we're having Enforces. So you have this now where you turn into Supersonic a lot. So what will be the last part, right? What is the effect of the finale too? Because usually Supersonic was the finale.
Yeah.
It'd be tight if they make it.
By the way, sorry guys, I lowered down the sound effect. It was still loud. All right, let me go through my Twitter thread. I keep forgetting. The new Sonic Team logo intro. I talked about that in my video recently, which if you guys haven't watched my recent Frontiers videos, make sure you watch them. If you guys need an easy way to watch all of them, I got you. And this stream will also be included in this playlist. I made an entire playlist here for all my Frontiers videos, so you can keep track of all my changing thoughts as this game changes like crazy. But the amount of Cocos you collect appear in front of Sonic when he stands still for a bit. Yeah, I've noticed that, which is cool. I wonder, can I be honest, chat? Do you guys think we're gonna have a little bit of Balan Wonderworld in this game where the Cocos will maybe? I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying.
Tim Garden?
There is one cool thing conceptually that Balan did. Conceptually, they didn't execute it well, but conceptually, where the Tims would help you in the game, they would give you certain stuff. Wouldn't it be cool if the Cocos did that for you? The more you collect.
Nah.
I'm just saying. Guys, come on. All right, whatever. It's a cool concept, though. It's a cool concept. I wish they did that.
I think it'll be a cool concept.
Drop dash sound effect?
If they brought back Chalice.
Hold on.
If they stop beating around the bush.
Oh, wow, this is a good view of the drop dash. Hold on. All right, so Evan, you were right. It's longer than 5 feet. It's a decent distance. It's a decent distance. They also rolled uphill. I'll be honest though, I do wish it was a little bit faster. Actually, no, that's a pretty good speed. I'll have to play with that more. But now here's my question though. If I activated that drop dash downhill, would he stay in ball form or would he exit it? Think about it. If he were to stay in ball form, that would be cool. If he automatically exits out of it, that's going to be the same problem I had with like Sonic 4 Episode 1, where he would just automatically exit off a slope and it would just piss me off. Angel Troy says one more balance stream. No. Thanks so much. Not Too Chiller Sam, thanks so much for being a member for 4 months. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for the support today, by the way. I do appreciate you guys. A few seconds of Sonic Frontiers shown during the TGS 2020 Xbox Showcase, really. What's that? What's this music? Oh, this isn't from the game. That's just... Yeah, I said, yeah, as I mentioned before, this boss looks cool. It is a lot of the quick stepping we've seen in other Sonic games, but this is, and actually, I will say this, if Premi, you're still in here, Premi, a lot of the stuff you mentioned in your videos is that the game doesn't seem to be as reactionary as like Generations or Unleashed, which I totally understand and I definitely agree. But would this boss be something more up your alley? Because I don't know, this looks like a very reactionary boss. You have to be very attentive for this one. If you're still here. I think the squid boss looks cool. The emotes, as mentioned, I'm sure there's probably going to be a camera mode. There has to be. There's no way. And that's something we watched. In like 2D sections and open world. Just in case, I enjoyed the exploration to putting aside some minor issues. It is packed with gimmicks, and you can find even a tiny 2D section that gives variety to the gameplay. Wait, what? 2D section is it part of a floating pyramid-like structure? No, it was against a wall. Like an Odyssey? Wait, like an Odyssey? Nah, bro, you gotta give me more... You gotta be more descriptive than that. Is he talking about like an Odyssey or like 2D as in, like 2D, 3D? The combat definitely has reactionary movements. It's just missing from the platforming. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Yeah, what is he? Right? Because like if I'm what, like, am I reading this wrong?
What?
Like it would be like the way he's saying it almost sounds like how it was done in Odyssey.
Just in case I enjoyed the exploration too, putting aside some minor issues, it is packed with gimmicks, and you can find even a tiny 2D section that gives variety to the gameplay. So like, Odyssey had little segments within it sprinkled throughout it that would do 2D stuff. So that would be Odyssey that did that. Frontiers, it was kind of Frontiers. With Frontiers, I don't think they're gonna really. Frontiers is gonna be more like Forces, where it's baked into its gameplay, more specifically the cyberspace stuff. I think he's more reminiscing about Odyssey. I don't want to put words in their mouth, but
I definitely want
he's
to
reminiscing on how in Odyssey you would flip cap or go into pipes and then go into those 2D segments, and that kind of gave it a fun little homage to stuff. But then that would be copying Odyssey like way too much,
right? I do want to mention this though, which I will say, if that is the case though, I'm surprised they wouldn't have shown that in the trailers yet. I will say this is cool. If you guys haven't seen this, apparently you get different abilities or different power-ups based on the trail you make. If you make a Psyloop that is like an infinity symbol, you will have an infinite number, you'll have an unlimited boost for a certain amount of time. If you draw a heart, which I feel like that's going to be hard with Sonic, but if you draw a heart, you get Amy memory tokens, which Sonic Amy fans are going to be going crazy, I could tell. What the fuck is this music? It's the front. Okay, it's the front. The beginning sounds so eerie. It's so creepy. This is cool. Actually,
I'm surprised they haven't released more music of Frontier.
This is actually a great time we could talk. Not Titular Sam. Not Titular Sam. What the hell is that profile picture? That is so creepy. Hey Sam, guess what? Chicken butt. Best Sam is me. No, it's not.
That's the Bazinga man.
Thank you.
Stretch.
Tarkus says, "Tell us, Sam. Tell us you miss Balan without saying you miss it." Shut up. Thank you. Center cursor display. Okay, so this is all cool. Blur effect. I'm gonna turn that off when I get the game, because screw that. I hate blur. So here we got starting speed, initial boost speed, turning speed, boost turning speed, top speed, steering sensitivity, acceleration, bounce height, camera speed. That's a lot. That's a lot of options. I wonder how much those actually influence the actual. Damn, this guy. Okay. He's going for it. He's okay. Yeah. He's a gamer.
Yeah, all the way.
Let me see. How's the control? Oh, yeah, I can tell. Yeah, now it's way too sensitive. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll say there's definitely going to be videos people will make of the best setup. Your turning speed isn't all the way up. Turn it up. Let's make it like 06. Let's make it ultra precise. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look how tight that turn is right there. That is some almost 06 levels of precision. Not quite there yet though. Okay, that right there is my exact thoughts. Okay, earlier today someone mentioned, Sam, do you like Sonic's animations when he's in the air? I do, but there is a problem in this game I've noticed where there's small little divots in the world, and for some reason the animation can't tell how high Sonic is, and it'll activate while he's still not far off the ground, and that's when it looks bizarre. This right here, look at that. He did the flip because of this small little divot right there. And it looks a little jarring when that happens. You know what I mean? Yes, I'm going frame by frame. I know. You can make a twit longer about me later. But yeah, I think this is the only problem I have with these animations is I don't think the engine knows when exactly to activate them. So any small air that Sonic gets under his feet, even if it's like a rock and he stubs his toe, he's gonna fumble. And it looks a little weird. Yeah, it's like that. Like, I think the animation is cool, especially when you're in the air and you keep doing it. But when the animation should know how high Sonic is and when to actually activate. Whoa. Wow, he went fast. Oh god, dude, turn down your turning speed. Turn down your turning speed. Okay, yeah. So what this shows me is the turning speed actually does influence your like those controls actually do change it up quite a bit. Camera guy, I need you. Why are you pointing at him?
He needs to get that reaction.
Yeah, look at that. The infinite boot. That is cool. That is cool. And again, right there, that looks cool. That was a good time for it to activate because he's running in the middle there. So they do that. That's cool. But when he stubs his toe, it shouldn't activate. In fact, I think it was about to activate for a second there. Right here. What was it about to activate for a second there? Was it about to... Hold on. No, he just jumped up. Okay. My guy needs to turn down his turning speed. So he's just running up the wall. So he gets kind of stopped there. He couldn't do it. Okay, that's cool. I would personally turn the camera super far away from Sonic. I need more like camera, like more of an FOV. Oh god, you're not making that, brother. This guy playing is just messing around, but I kind of like it. This is what I want to see. I want to see like, how does the world take you just messing around like this? I do like this, by the way. Right here, look at this. Look at the animation here when Sonic punches. And when he kicks, I do like this in Frontiers, where they over-exaggerate his limbs, so you could really see. It emphasizes the combat of what you're doing, whether you're kicking or you're punching. I do like that. I think that's important to have that like squash and stretch animation. There you go. Reminds me of Shadow. Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog did that. Shadow the Hedgehog did it well. Yeah. Wait, let me see what that said again. To dodge, lock onto the enemy with the right click. So you can right click to have the camera lock onto him? Or to have the reticle lock onto him, and press LB or RB. Dodging is faster than normal movement, and specializing in avoiding enemy attacks when in mid-air. There's no need to lock onto an enemy to dodge. Okay, that's cool. So you can have it locked. So yeah, look at what they did there. I think when you lock onto it, does the arrow stay above? Maybe. That's cool. That is cool. You know, the squash and stretch thing is definitely akin to how it was in Shadow. Oh, he died. And I do like that. Even though the combat in Shadow was ass, and I never did it. It's definitely better here. Looks much more fluid than the iGen gameplay, yeah. Whoa! Brother. Get good. This is cool. This is something people mentioned. So you can light speed dash your rings that you drop. I think that's cool. It might be OP, but that's cool.
No, I think it'd be pretty.
Dude, this guy needs to turn down his turning speed. So this is clear proof right here that when you have your turning speed cranked up all the way, he is fighting for his life. Look at this. Look at this, bro. Okay, this is clear proof. Your turning speed and you got it actually really influences it. So don't crank it up all the way unless you want to control like 06 and it's super ultra precise. Oh god. My guy. Ah, I love that though. Look at it. Look at the look at that kick. Look at that. That's a long boy right there. No, that's good. That's awesome. I do like I feel like this stuff we really didn't even see in the IGN gameplay. I don't know if the IGN gameplay had much squash and stretch at all. But I do like seeing it here. That's what we like to see. That leg though. Alright, relax, chat. Spaghetti limbs. That's it. That's it. Well, that was cool. Okay. So what else we got? What else we got? Which, yeah, we saw all this here. We really talked about the chemical plant. So, wait. Bruh, wait. Because we were watching the dub, we didn't get to hear the music. Let's listen to the music. Hold on. Where was that at? It was in the well, I guess we'll just listen to it now.
すげえ面白そう。
ソニックの記憶でできている空間なので、過去作に登場したここはケミカルプラントっていう過去作に登場したステージの似てますね。ちょっと戻れました。すごい。
ヒヤッとしますね。
ファンの方にはすごく懐かしいグラフィックになってるかなと思います。
Looks like Beats uploaded HD.
いい一粒で二度美味しい的な。
So we'll listen to it then.
従来型のソニックが十分楽しめるステージになってます。
これだでプレイしてる時のテンポも全然変わってくるから。そうですね。ずっと遊べちゃうと思います。1分感じでこのクリアション画面のあと一つになりますね。一定。
That is cool. Yeah, no, we're gonna let's listen to it real quick. So this is from Beats' channel. He did so this is Chemical Plant. This is so hard to hear. It's so hard to hear. I think maybe doing the sound suppression may have actually made it harder to hear. Let's see if yeah, I think just listening to it from here is probably the best.
ちょっと途中になっちゃいましたが、古代人が作り出したテクノロジーでできているちょっとこう世界中の記憶を集めたアーカイブみたいな空間っていう設定になってる。
It sounds alright. I'm kind of getting a bit of a Forces vibe from it. Like it's very techno, very like
すげえ面白そう。
bass heavy, and I don't hate that. It's not bad.
空間なので、過去作に登場したここはケミカルプラントっていう過去作に登場したステージの
It does sound very Forces-y.
戻れました。すごい
A little bit.
ヒヤッとしますね。
A little bit more like
ファン
EDM,
の方
right?
にはすごく懐かしい
Not too bad. Again, it's a short stage, so it doesn't matter. I will say though, what I do love is the I don't know if beats maybe. Yeah, the Sky Sanctuary music is more up my alley. This is Sky Sanctuary song. It's a little hard to hear, but you can hear actual lyrics. So if you guys can hear what it's saying, it says, I'm going into the light. This is more up my alley. This is from Beasley. Sounds almost like Hideki Naganuma. I can hear that, yeah. But this is also kind of like Forces though, with the Avatar theme, where it had lyrics, which I will say regarding Forces, that music wasn't too bad. But again, I like whenever we get lyrics when we can. I'd take that over what we heard in Chemical Plant, if I'm honest. But yeah, not too bad. Let's continue on. Nope, don't make a tweet, please. I'm not trying to do that. Let's see what else we got here. When Sonic parries the enemy with more health than something that can be one-shotted, enemies go into slow motion, and Sonic can combo the enemy without worry, as it's too slow to move. This combat is going to hit hard. Oh yeah, look at that! It like slow-mo time when you parried it. That's cool. That's cool. Wow. That's what I'm saying. There's so much you can kind of say. Like it's not surface level. There actually is like a reason not to just button mash, like to actually time your attacks, parry and stuff like that. There's actually different stuff you could do, and I like that. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I saw this. You could light speed dash. The rings and stuff, which is cool. It's different from the Japanese script. English Tails, Amy. Okay, so that's the same. English looks like I'm the only one who made it out of that, whatever it was. Japanese says that place looked like Green Hill, but what is this place? Interesting. Mortal. Japanese, the protagonist has the possibility. What? Yao. Hello. Who are you? Okay, so yeah, it's slightly different. You have done the impossible. You have escaped cyberspace through your own power. You are the key. Japanese says you are a man of miracles who have overcome cyberspace through your own power. You are the key to resolution. Okay.
Yeah, it's very. You have to remember the Japanese language is very different from English, so that's why you can't ever directly translate anything from Japanese to English.
Hmm.
Like there's a lot that gets lost in like translation.
Right.
Like you find out that the Japanese language is very roundabout.
Yeah. So this
in the way they do stuff
is interesting. Dude, I'm missing so many donuts now. What am I doing? Yeah, not titular Sam. Hey Sam, guess what? Chicken butt. Oh yeah, I read that. You're not the best Sam. Thank you. Tarka says, what would you want as DLC for Frontiers? It's hard to say without playing the game yet or knowing the story or anything, but I would say probably maybe cyberspace stages that are not short would be cool. I would like more side quests to pop up. Maybe, kind of like how we have it in the Roblox Sonic Speed Simulator. to have events like that, like Metal Sonic appeared on the island, now you could race him, or you know, there's a mission that this month where you get to fly as Tails on the Tornado and you have to shoot these enemies down, and then doing that you get certain, you know, like stuff like that. I would like it to be to have a service that's kind of like the Roblox, where there's stuff that appears around the island that you could do, as well as customization, maybe different skins, stuff like that. Stuff that it actually it incentivizes people to replay the game or to come back to the game. Jordan says, hey Sam, not really a clip, but I had a Q&A with someone who played the games at Gamescom's demo. They've also released footage on their channel. Okay, let me see this.
Oh yeah, MTV Cooler.
So the drop dash, from what I saw, it seems like an attack rather than a way of movement. Do you feel the momentum going through that hill? It definitely isn't an attack though, as it's regularly sluggish to activate, especially during combat. It only activates after the double jump. I don't remember if there was any rolling physics. In general, I felt like the drop dash was forced in there since fans seem to like it so much. You have about as much turning control with the drop dash as say Gen's boost, and it does slowly get slower. Okay, so that's what I figured. If I were to drop dash like downhill, he's not going to stay in ball form. So that is disappointing. Rolling physics, yeah, are not non-existent in this game. They did say something that I have been hearing across the board, where it seems hard to activate the drop dash in this game. For some reason, which I did hear this from other people too, the only way to activate the drop dash is after you double jump. So you know how in regular, like say Sonic Mania, for example, you would jump and then jump and hold? Or you jump and then hold the button to activate the drop dash. In this game, you have to jump, hold, which is very bizarre. What was the music like with the different bosses and Cyberspace? Honestly, I don't remember much. Man, this guy doesn't remember anything. The only music I can remember that I don't have recorded is 1-1, and it being extremely underwhelming. The rest fell into the background for me. Okay. Big the Cat. What can you tell us about him and his segment of the game? Big, yes, there is more side stuff. The voice memos were Eggman themed. I think they contain Eggman notes on Cyberspace. Most of the interesting stuff was locked behind multiple golden tickets. Weird. Let me quench a major rumor. By the way, Big isn't locked behind the save glitch. He's really easy to get to. Anyways, the shop, there were also rings, AXP, gears, memory tokens, keys, and more that I'm forgetting. Plot relevant stuff mostly costed more than one ticket. Okay, got it. Sonic's jump, I'd like to just know how I felt about it. Well, in the open world, it was really great. You can control it well, and even after double jumping, I felt in control. But in cyberspace, it's cyberspace's biggest flaw. So this is something people mention, where because we're playing zones that were designed with a certain gameplay style in mind, like in Generations, with the new gameplay style in Frontiers, that's where these returning zones can fall hard, because they're designed with a specific movement in mind, but with Sonic's different controls now, it's probably not going to feel as they were. And yeah, it looks like, the biggest the fact that you have really good jump control in the cyberspace stages actually is a bit of a detriment, because it was probably more automatic back then. Big one, cyberspace. So Sonic's regular running speed is pretty slow in the open world unless you pull off that trick I did in Section 2 where you boost right after a jump, and to emulate a spin dash jump, you feel like you are really transitioning back to running speed. So basically, jumping at all ruins the most important thing of boost, which is flow. But wait, it gets worse. The air boost only lasts like a second and locks your direction. It locks your direction? Wait, what? These physics, that feels closer to forces, but with way slower jumps. Okay. So I could definitely see that in the gameplay. When you do air dash, it's not gonna be in this one. Oh, that was super loud. Let's go to here. Really? No? We're not gonna... Here, let me see something real quick. When they were air dashing in this game, I do notice you do kind of fall like a rock after doing it. And it was probably intentional. That right there. This is a good example of it right here. Look at the air dash here.
Very good. Very good.
Please, Twitter, be better.
Very good.
Yeah, you do kind of fall like a rock. So I do see that. I'm hoping that could be upgraded at the very least, because that does seem disappointing. So basically, jumping at all ruins the most important thing of boost, which is its flow. But wait, it gets worse. The air boost only lasts a second and locks your direction. And with these physics that feel closer to forces, but with a way slower jump. Okay. Yeah, it makes it really hard to both estimate how far it will take you and also ruins your flow. I think it's by far the worst aspect of Frontiers. The best change they did is keeping the stages 3D or 2D. Okay. So you went into the menus. Do the sliders have any noticeable effect? Do you think people will find a happy medium playstyle? Yes, there is absolutely a very noticeable change, and I think people will tinker. Okay, so that's good at the very least. How did you find the general exploration? The general exploration was pretty great. I wanted to explore a lot of their own past, and it was really painful not be able to explore at my own pace. Okay, so I got it. All right. Allows you to move around the boost at the same time, since with Frontiers you need to work in tandem with the ring analytic. Right. Combat. Okay. Ninja was amazing, though you can really button mash when you know how to fight them. Small enemies were boring. Tower is rather fun as you need to avoid his ring mainly. Okay, got it. Okay. Some enemies are button mashy. Unless you want to grind, there's no reason to fight regular enemies. Are pretty mad or fight or go down way too easy. Okay. Way to get EXP, it looks like. Guardians. Is there... Okay. Alright. I think Frontiers has the potential to be a bridge between adventure and boost. This game, if it is received well by fans, may make modern Sonic fans more united, which is huge. That is true. Do you think this game is challenging if people aren't paying attention? Could they see themselves dying a lot? Yeah, especially later on, I believe. Other than Azura, all my deaths were me being careless. I would have liked the re-encounter on Sonic himself. Okay, so yeah. Alright. Alright. So, it sounds... Okay, so that thread as a whole... I think it's just one of those reminders just to go in with your guard up. Don't expect it to be the best Sonic game ever. It is going to have its flaws, so definitely go into that knowing that it is going to have flaws. Definitely. Sam, can you explain something? Aren't you supposed to fall like a rock after air boost? No, you're supposed to fall based on how fast you were going in your momentum. At the same time, you're not supposed to be flying through the air like in Forces. There's supposed to be a happy medium. Let me catch one donuts here real quick. Laura Popkin says, just a dumb fun fact. The Fancy Pants Adventure has amazing animations in the air. The characters will do flips and always land perfectly on his feet. I mean, Yeah, but they didn't. The thing with the adventure animations is they never moved their feet, so they, of course, it always landed on their feet. Is that what you're saying? Fancy Pants Adventure has amazing animations in the air. Characters will. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. They did have. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to like imagine the animations in Adventure. Their feet was always facing toward the ground, though. Right? So I don't think it would change. Yeah. But anyways, thank you, Bauer, for the donation. But yeah, I mean, it goes to show Adventure was kind of ahead of its time. Connor X Crash says, "What's your opinion on the song I'm Here for Frontiers?" I'm Here is great. It's a great song. People keep thinking that's the full song. It's not. That's a short version of the song, so I can't wait to hear the full thing. Freaking 2.0 says, "Speaking of music, look up the leaked Sky Sanctuary music if you get the chance." We just did, and it was great. Thank you, Freaking. Block says, "We have the goddamn dance club music again." I know, that's Otani's thing. He really likes that. At the very least, I'm at least happy to see the main theme and the ending theme be something more traditional. So I'm hoping more stuff in the game will be more traditional. Thank you, Blocks. Blobmaster, thank you. David Toad, thank you. Stormy Does VR says, "Fancy Pants Adventure is a stick figure platformer game, not Sonic Adventure inspired." Wow, I'm an idiot. Well, I didn't know that. Okay, let me look this up then. Now I feel like an idiot. Okay, hold on. Thank you for catching that. Alright. This one? This? Oh. But this is 2D. I mean, I guess I see that, yeah. I mean, the animation is very smooth and it's a bit jarring. It's jarring, but yeah, no. Yeah, because he snaps to where... Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, no, it's cool. I see what you mean. Now, obviously this is just 2D. If it was more like a 3D game, like, obviously that's something we would like, is some more transitional frames of animation between each stuff. It looks cool though. Thank you for thank you Stormy Does VR for helping me understand what Bauer was saying, because he was probably screaming through his monitor that I'm an idiot. Thank you guys for both for the donations. Oh man, let me see what else we got here. I'm still going through everything. We talked about the interview. So they changed it to open zone when open world wasn't really working out. Okay, that's understandable. Which is interesting. I assume it was like a huge thing, but they just wanted it to be a little more of a streamlined, a bit more focused. Wow. So unlike other Sonic games only getting playtested in alpha and beta versions, Frontiers has been on playtesting every few months, which is probably why the game leaked so much, because they had so many playtesters. Which is good to see. That is good to see, genuinely. It was a more general open world type field with conventional 3D Sonic instead of Quest. When I asked the general public to playtest it, it was pretty unpopular. There were many scenic points in the beautiful green grassland, and I thought that I would not remove that point as an open world, but it was just an okay, got that. All right. So this is interesting, more play tested. The trial and error thing I mentioned earlier. This was Azuka kind of covering for them. Those would feel so. Kishimoto confirms that once again that playing the cyberspace stages is not required, which we know. talks about the sliders and the reason behind them and adding those options to help people choose the best option they want and how to control Sonic, especially people who are not familiar with Sonic. Actually, that was also a part that worried me. I tried to find the feel of the controls through multiple test plays, but I couldn't find the best answer. As a result, I left it up to the player. See, that's really funny, because that's the joke I made. I said they have been trying to figure out Sonic's control in 3D since like 2001. They've been trying to figure it out. Actually, I would say 2003, since like Heroes. So he said, screw it, you do it. And that's what they did. They actually did that. He said, I can't figure it out, you guys figure it out. Alright, makes sense. People who play a variety of games will appreciate the Sonic-like control feel, but it seems that players who play general action and action-adventure games will find it difficult. No matter how you look at it, there were contradictory parts, so I decided to leave it up to the customer to decide whether to choose a playable feel or a Sonic-like feel. Okay. However, I didn't give up on the feeling of operations in the cyberspace. Only here, I want you to enjoy it in Sonic style. Okay. That is important. So I think in the cyberspace stages, you can't change your controls. Are you stuck on a fixed control scheme? Okay. Huh. Interesting. To fit those levels. Okay, so they did change the controls in the cyberspace here. Very interesting. Okay. We'll have hidden meanings, and there's plenty of room for imagination. Okay. To create a so-called narrative story in which Sonic who knows nothing about the game's settling explores the place. Also, a writer called Ian Flynn, who is producing Sonic comics over years, has received tremendous support from fans, so he decided to ask him to write the script for the game as well, which is good. When I asked myself about the creation of the story, he was seasoning for Japan and Asia as the basic storyline. It was perfect for Sonic, so only in the scenarios of the Japan and Asia versions the dialogue has a hidden meaning, and there's plenty of room or imagination. So wow, so the story in the Japanese version will have hidden meanings, and there is plenty of room for imagination. So does that mean Ian only worked on the English version? I'm missing so many donuts. Thank you guys all. I'm gonna definitely read all those in a second here. And that's it. Wow, interesting interview. But I'm sorry, I have to retweet this one. This is funny. I'm sorry, I have to. I'm not used to this keyboard, by the way. Can I just say this, by the way? Kenny got a new keyboard. She got the Dreamcast one from...
oh, yeah.
And it's really cool, but it's so small. It's like half a keyboard. There's no number pad or anything, so I'm like fighting for my life on where my fingers go.
It's like an 80% keyboard.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them, because I have a keyboard that's a 60% keyboard.
Yeah.
So it has no arrow keys or any of that stuff.
Really?
Onboard.
That would mess me up. Can't do that.
It's so tiny, dude. I can almost put this thing in my pocket.
Like...
We're watching Sam live tweet, everybody.
Yes, you are. That's funny.
Behind the
I don't know.
scenes.
That's funny to me. Because I made that joke. I made a joke that they gave up and they just had to do it. But he literally admitted that's literally what they did. He just gave up. He's like, no, I can't figure it out. So you do it. He literally said, I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out how to make him control. Speaking of music, yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. Erwin says, I gotta go, Sam. I enjoyed your stream as always. And we said during the last 2 years, Sonic is going through his best years in decades for me. Frontiers is the pinnacle of all of this. Hugs from Argentina. Thank you so much, Erwin, for the donation. I appreciate you. And yeah, again, I'm hyped for Frontiers. I don't think it's... I just want to keep our expectations in check. I don't think it's going to be the top of the top. I don't think it's going to be perfect. It's definitely going to have flaws. But no, I appreciate your donation, man. Hope you have a good day. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Frontiers too. Song name, please. Oh, I'm on the chill playlist right now. This is... You guys really want the song name. This was... This is Temple Trouble from Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. Temple Trouble intro. That's what that was. Barbara Paquin says, actually, I recommend you playing that Stickman game. Just like Sonic games, it has a very fast movement and has a great use of momentum. This game is on Steam and I really liked it. Yeah, I could tell that the maker of that game clearly is inspired by Sonic in some way. So I might have to. But that's interesting. Thank you so much, Balbert, for the recommendation. Henleash says, what is your predictions for the Animated Frontiers prologue? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, because, like, okay. By the way, this is really loud. I don't know. Can I lower the sound? Probably not. So I don't know. It would have to be... My guess is it would probably be something that bridges the events of maybe Forces to this game. Maybe it would be something right after they're trying to like help rebuild the world and Green Hill and all that stuff. And I don't know. It could be anything, Unleash. I really have no idea. I guess in terms of my predictions, it would just have to be, which is going to be such a BS answer because it's clearly going to be right. It's just going to be something that kicks this all off in some way. It kicks off this whole Sage AI, kicks off the islands and Sonic and Tails coming to these islands and all that stuff. So yeah.
What if it's like Metal Gear Solid 2, where the whole story is all plays through like Sage is trying to stop you because as you recover everything, you're corrupting and destroying the island to make it, and it's disappearing. So Sage is naturally trying to fight you in order to keep you from destroying what is theoretically its world. But then you also realize that, like Metal Gear Solid 2, it's a simulation, and that you're actually not on the islands, but inside Sonic's mind, recovering from whatever it is that has struck him to give him the amnesia.
Yeah. They did confirm that it explains how Knuckles ends up in Frontiers. Yeah, I've heard about that. And yeah, it's probably something to do with Knuckles, probably something to do with... because I know in the clip we did see, it has something regarding him on the shrine, I think. So maybe it has something to do with the Chaos Emeralds. Maybe the Chaos Emeralds disappear from the shrine. That's my guess. I don't know. Something like that. But yeah.
I'm sorry, people are getting mad because I said amnesia.
Oh my god.
You're inside his mind, done. Period.
Yeah, same. I hope it does it well, Henleash. That's like the important thing. Something they never do.
No more silliness.
Sonic Punches Little Girls 2022 colorized reel. Oh my god.
Oh man, are we bringing back the Maria had it coming?
Yes, it is. Yep. The glory of same file. Oh. Finally, you get different save files. Congratulations. The bar is that low. This is cool. I like this. And we got that. Can I have this balloon, please?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, and I think that's pretty much it, chat. We covered everything. I would say we covered everything. Yeah, I would say we covered everything. Yeah.
I can't believe we covered everything.
I can't believe we covered everything. We covered everything known to mankind.
Everything is covered now.
Yes, we
covered
did.
in Sam.
We covered it all.
Ooh.
What if instead of chow guards, they're like they have a Korok garden, and everything about the Koroks is exactly what you can do with chows? Would you be happy, or would you just be more mad?
Wait, say it all again.
I said, what would happen if the Koroks had a side thing that was like the chow garden, and every facet of the Koroks was like chows? So instead, they just didn't use chows; they just changed them instead. It changed them into Koroks. Would you be mad?
I have no idea, bro.
I'd be upset because then I'd be like, why did you just put chows in this?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. It would.
Win a melee tourney for us.
What? Oh, God, that's low. Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is so old. Look at that PowerPoint ass.
Why was that so loud?
It's really good.
What even? I didn't.
Simple. Sound was the loudest
It's simple
thing.
though.
What was it?
It was da 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 da.
Oh my God. Caleb Hepner. Once again.
Oatmeal, goddamn oatmeal. This boy, this week thinker, then and I got in 2 hours. And this on my goddamn back, and I'm gonna be thinking about goddamn oatmeal. Oatmeal, goddamn oatmeal. This boy, this week thinker, then and I got in 2 hours. And this on my goddamn back, and I'm gonna be thinking about goddamn oatmeal.
Good.
Goddamn oatmeal. This
Good.
this week thinker, then and I got in 2 hours. And this oatmeal, goddamn oatmeal. This boy, this week thinker, then and I got in 2 hours. Oatmeal, goddamn oatmeal. This boy, this week thinker, then and I got in 2 hours. And this on my goddamn back, and I'm gonna be thinking about goddamn oatmeal.
You okay, Sam?
Oatmeal, goddamn oatmeal. This boy, this week thinker, then and I got in 2 hours. And this on my goddamn back, and I'm gonna be thinking about goddamn oatmeal.
You're being just a little too hard on yourself.
What the fuck? Yo, Caleb, you're working.
Yeah?
Caleb, you're working too hard, bro. You're working too hard, my man. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much it. We covered everything.
Everything?
All right. So, yeah. Yo, I hope that song is in Frontiers. You're absolutely right. It is going to be in Frontiers. It's going to have a lot of synths on it, too.
I hope so.
I think we're good, chat. We did it. We talked about Frontiers again for hours. Ugh. I'd say we're good, though.
Why did you do that?
Stretched?
No, it's just talked about Frontiers for hours on.
No, said they were official 2D art.
I don't understand why you would do this to yourself.
I'm sorry. Maybe, yeah. Luigi says, oh yeah, thank you Luigi for the donation. Alright guys, I think I'm going to call it there. My brain is destroyed. And we talked about Frontiers for longer than we should have. Long exposure to Frontiers can lead to many serious health difficulties. So we're probably going to have to call it there. I'm going to see if I could get my credits going. Last time I did this, it did not work and gave a bunch of random names that don't exist. So we're going to try it.
Well, wasn't it just putting out in Latin?
It wasn't. It was it would be like fake names when you're testing. That's what it did.
Johnny Maze.
Yeah, it's like no. Yeah, I'm trying to get this going, please. Dashboard, please. Oh my god, I cannot stand. Why is it like this? Kay says Sakurai played Frontiers. Yeah, I saw that, and he actually liked it, which is interesting to say the least. We trust Daddy Sakurai's opinion, so it has to be correct. Let me do the credits. Here we go. Wow, I'm literally doing credits. Welcome to the stream. Say hi to Kenny.
Hi everybody. Where's the camera? Oh, hi everybody.
Oh, we're in the stream. What's your thoughts on Frontiers, Kenny?
I'm excited.
You're such a liar. I'm just joking.
I am excited. Hi, Henley. Hi, Raphael.
Yes, talk to them while I.
Hello, the
figure
real
out-
Mario Plumber. Hello, Akira.
It's
Hello,
the real Mario Plumber.
Chickmonk Nimbus the Falcon. Hi, the Crazy Gamer. Hi, KD Boy.
I'm trying to get through these credits. Please.
You're definitely trying.
Last time I did the credits, it didn't work. So we're gonna see if it works. Let me see if this will do it.
Yeah, I think that's what you did last time.
Yeah, but we're gonna see if it
Roll
will.
credits live.
Let me test it real quick, chat. I'm doing it. Let me see. Oh, I have to go to my credit scene. I don't like not having the thing. Okay, let me see. Hold on. It's not over yet. Just give me a second. Give me a second. I want to see if it works.
Okay, let me see. Okay, let's try it this time.
Do it. Are you gonna work? It's working. Yay. Okay, so let me go back to this scene. Hi. We're gonna call it there. Thank you guys for joining in. Thank you guys for the support today. You guys donated a bunch and had a lot of subscribers and a lot of support and subs. I appreciate it. Kenny, stop giving me the bunny ears. Thank you guys so much for joining me though. Make sure if you guys haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. We're gonna do a bunch of. I am so off my game today. I can't talk.
It's just been a lot. There's been a lot going on. It's not your fault.
Yeah, no. Make sure you guys are sub to the channel.
Shout out to Kenny.
We're going.
Shout out.
We're going to. Scared. We're going
No, I'm
to.
trying to listen to it. Is that Shani?
Yeah, it's Shani.
Yeah.
Hi. Why am I talking in the thing? Hi, Shani.
Hi, Kenny. Hi, Kenny.
Hi.
Kenny, can you shout out my friend Kurt Bender?
What's up, Kerbender?
Oh man, check your iPhone in at the door, everybody.
Hi.
What?
Nothing to worry about, Sam.
I'm so lost, bro. Anyways, make sure you guys are sub to the channel. And when anything comes out Frontiers, I'll be there to react to it, and we'll have major discussions about it. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, make sure you guys are. We surpassed 20.4 thousand followers. There's a reason for that because we have the best community. So make sure you follow me. SCXRPZ says, "Love the stream, dude. Keep it up." Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the donation. And yeah, guys, it was fun. I'll be around when Frontier stuff happens, so stay tuned. With all that said, Shani, thank you for joining us. Evan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for letting me be here. Make sure you're all playing Yakuza like a dragon.
We will.
Okay?
We will make sure we do that. I'll play the new Yakuza game with swords. I will.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
All right, I'm going to deafen now. Bye.
Bye.
All right, so with that said, chat, we are going to call it there. Thank you guys for joining in, and we'll do credits now. Hopefully it works. Pray. Bye.
Bye.